Welcome to the Cho Thoughts Halloween podcast. Chuckles is excited.
He's a
He's
bit. He's a bit.
he's a bit. He's in his element. He's in his bag. He knows it's time for spooky stuff. It's spooky season.
It is.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the Big Cho. That of course is Big E. Uh Obviously that's Chuckles behind me. It's the wonderful things of buying something from Spirit after Halloween.
Oh
So
yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong if a $50, $60 clown mirror was literally $20. I mean,
Yeah.
he's one hell of a great investment. But yeah, so bad that he's now, if people haven't seen on my socials, he's in my bathroom. I've scared my dad with him.
Nice.
I was afraid to give my dad another heart attack, but you know, fucking
Yeah.
clowns. You know, it's one of the many things that people can't really stand for Halloween. So, um, well, here we are. I see.
We are.
You're festive.
Yeah,
We've
we got some spookies back there. We got a little ghost and some pumpkin stuff hanging.
all right,
Uh, we got we do a little bit on the inside. I got giant blow ups on the outside though. You know me, I do the inflatables.
dude. Giant blow-ups are so expensive. Like,
Again, you gotta wait till after the holiday.
you gotta wait
Yeah.
till after.
I'd be getting them for like $10.
Dude, I'm telling you, like some things I'm just like, you know what, that's great. Like I took him to Spirit, I was just like kind of giving it the look, like
Yeah.
that looks cool. That looks cool. That's $150. That could be 75 to like $60 on the first or on the
Yeah.
second, depending if it sells out.
Hmm.
So only thing is, you can't take it back. So you have to be primed for that investment. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna commit. Um, but yeah, so my house is always decorated. Not too extreme as it would be. Like you guys have like the zombie animals or
Yeah,
skeletons.
we have all the skeleton animals. Yeah, it's kind of like mine and Jane's thing. We started it like I don't know, 2, 3 years ago.
Yeah,
It started with one, and then it just kind of kept going, and now we have skeleton cats, skeleton pigs, frogs. What I got, a duck. The new addition this year was a panda bear, teddy bear type of thing.
yeah.
Um, oh, and an elephant. We got a skeleton elephant this year too. So yeah, we do that across the mantle, so it's like a little graveyard type of thing.
If Xander sees one, he wants to grab one. Like
Yeah,
the thing is, with him being in the background,
yeah,
just what he does. But he would have this consistency of it being a certain size.
hmm,
And then he saw this frog, and the frog is like the bigger one of the whole clan. And I'm just like, that's
yeah,
this frog, bro.
yeah,
But um, I have like a cube from oh crap, like I have the one cube from Hellraiser, but it turns different colors.
yeah, yeah.
If I put full commitment into this bit for this episode, my house would be like a haunted house or maybe a late night rave.
Well, that's a good segue because we have a guy that I call the horror collectibles king. This guy will blow your freaking mind with the shit that he has in his home. So, no further ado, let's bring on Tim. He can further elaborate. What's up, Tim?
Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good, Tim.
Good,
How are
good.
you?
Yeah, we
Thank
were
you
just
for having me. It's good to be here.
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
As you probably heard, we were just getting into like the whole Halloween collectibles type of thing, but for you, it's an all year round experience.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. My entire family has to get used to waking up every morning next to the Terrifier or Art the Clown or Jason Voorhees or something.
I know that's
Yeah.
what I was telling him. Like I told him to check out like your Instagram page. Like the stuff that you have is just, and it's all so like I mean, it's like movie prop stuff. Like you have like legit shit. Like it's so crazy.
Thank you. I thank you. Yes, yes, I do. I actually pride myself on finding the best of the best.
So let me
Yeah.
ask you, like, how hard? Because for me, it was like it's been difficult to find Terrifier stuff because like I just got the hype. Like I've been wanting to do this for a while. Like I am a horror movie buff, but it's just like, all right, I finally have the time to watch these, and I absolutely loved all three. And I can't find his shit nowhere really without spending an atrocious amount of money now.
Yeah, this is true. There are things out there, but that's the problem. If they're cheap, they go fast and people grab them up. So the reason he's hard to find now is just because everyone's buying them up.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think
as
that's
you
what it
saw the
is.
announcement they made, that's the highest grossing unrated movie of all time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah,
yeah,
they're
Like,
doing quite well.
yeah, that's the thing with like horror movies is it's just like there's such a huge niche for that world, and it's just like so. Let's dive into this real quick. We kind of come up with this little segment, and again, I thought you'd be good for this. We're doing top 10 Halloween movies. Now, I went on and researched. This is the current top 10 Halloween movies. You guys are gonna be like, what the hell? Okay. Now, granted, there is like family oriented stuff in here also.
Okay.
So let's start at the bottom. Number 10 is Halloween Ends.
oh, uh,
You
Like,
know, there's a quite a mixed reviews out on that one.
yeah, yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, of
Yeah, with
all of
all
them,
the
that
Halloween
one.
movies they could have picked, I think they could
Yeah,
have probably selected a little bit better.
yeah.
yeah, 100%.
But
Num-
Michael Myers should certainly have some representation, though. That's for sure.
hey, there he is, right there. That's my man. Number 9 was the new Beetlejuice. So I'm like, I get it. It's current. You know, the nostalgia is bringing it back around.
Right.
Um, Number 8 was the most recent Scream, which I never even saw.
I enjoyed the most recent Scream. It
It's
was,
Yeah.
not bad.
yeah,
So
the
that was
Scream movies are going in an okay direction. I've been enjoying them, and I'm anxious for the next one.
number 7 was a family movie that Halloween Town, that kids movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
I heard of it, never got to see it actually, though.
It was okay. It gives you like the Hocus Pocus vibe or,
yeah. It
you know,
does.
something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
gotcha.
Number 6 is another Halloween. This one is Halloween Kills.
It's better
Which
than Halloween Ends.
I'm like, why? How did they decide? I want to know who was picked on the panel to
Like,
judge
yeah,
this.
who like part of yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
a little
number
biased.
5 is something. Number 5 is something else I didn't see. Paul, you said you've watched it. Is the new Salem's Lot?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's all right. You know what I mean? Still takes the precedence of the old movie, of course, but it's like, eh.
Yeah,
Like it's okay. I mean,
No,
yeah,
I agree. It's worth a watch, but yeah, it doesn't
yeah.
replace the original in my opinion. But
And I feel like it's more or less like a, like it almost gives me like you like in a way like with video games, it's like, oh, there's like a replay value or a rewatch value. I really don't have one with that one. I was like, I
yeah,
watched it, I'm good. Anyway, like
yeah.
that.
yep.
Number 4 is just I guess you could just call it a holiday classic, Nightmare Before Christmas. Like
I'm
that's
showing
Yeah.
just
it for.
once you hit Halloween, that gets played till the end of the year.
It does
Yeah.
not
Um,
stop.
Yes, it does.
okay, this one, number 3. Again, I want to meet the panel. Number 3 was Van Helsing,
I
Hmm.
which
Wow.
don't get me wrong, it was a good movie for its time,
I don't
like
see it
when
at
it came
3
out.
though.
But as a
I'm really surprised that's on the list.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
and to be like third on that list is kind
You
of
know
yes,
what though? To
exactly.
be
Number
honest with you, I would have never put that on my list, but that movie is one of my guilty pleasures. I very much enjoy that movie. I watch it often just because I enjoy the Dracula, the Frankenstein, having all the
yeah.
classic Universal
yeah.
monsters. So I actually do watch that movie quite often.
No, I have no problem with it. I was just
But
surprised that it made the list and it
but
was
yeah,
on, like you said, that high.
yeah, I
And
would
then
not have.
Uh-uh.
number 2 is uh and number 1 kind of go together. So number 2 is Hocus Pocus 2, and then number 1 is Hocus Pocus the original. So That is the current, and this list was as of September of this year. So I wanted to try and find something more current, just because I know there is newer stuff out there that like you guys were saying, like the newer Terrifier and stuff like that. But I was just so surprised that this was the list, and this is from Forbes. Like,
what kills me, what is so hilarious, right, is like Halloween's on there twice.
yeah,
One, obviously, there's no Friday the 13th, and there's
no,
no Nightmare on Elm Street. And I'm like,
no, no. That's what
even
I'm
the
saying. Like,
clown
those are
agrees.
classic slasher horror movies, like, which is what we all grew up with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that
And
was our Halloween movies, and it was like, yeah, I was surprised that none of that was
Trick or
on here.
Treat, the movie Trick or Treat, that's a good Halloween
that's a
movie.
That's a
good
good
one,
one.
too.
You know,
You know what? I thought too. I don't know. I've caught parts of it. I never watched the whole thing, but like, I guess you can consider it a newer Halloween type movie. Is the Dead or whatever that is, the bear, the animatronic,
The Five Nights at
oh,
Freddy's.
Five
Five
Nights
Nights at
at
Freddy. Yeah,
Freddy's.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
those, I guess you technically could consider like a Halloweenish type movie, and that's
And
why I thought maybe stuff.
right. Like how
I thought
recent it
stuff
is.
like
I'm
that would be
surprised
on it.
Terrifier's not on there.
No,
Yeah, I think Disney hijacked the list.
Yeah, I
yeah.
agree.
Well,
On
I
Hocus
guess
Pocus.
Yeah,
they
Tim thinks
they,
you get it.
they paid Forbes a good chunk of change
Oh
to
yeah, for
get
sure.
their shit on there. But
Especially the top two. Yeah. But they don't
yeah,
care.
yeah. Especially the Hocus Pocus was being on top and Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah,
Right. And
it's
especially like they don't have it grouped like Hocus Pocus series or franchise. Same with like Halloween. They could have said Halloween franchise, but
yeah.
Right.
That's why I was surprised they singled out those two.
Yeah, and you can't talk about Halloween without mentioning the first one, the original.
No,
Just
yeah,
the
that's
music alone, just that's synonymous with Halloween.
right, like it
exactly.
is the most iconic music ever.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah,
if when we go trick or treating, you hear it everywhere.
Playing
Like
yeah,
everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, there was when my son was younger, there was a guy that used to live like across the street from the first apartment we moved into that dressed up like Michael Myers and would walk the street all
yeah.
night. But I mean, he
I think
wouldn't fuck with the kids or
that's
anything
Tim.
like
Tim's
that. But
that
he had
guy.
the music. He had the music that would play behind him the whole time. And I'm like, you kind of knew he was coming. And if you didn't know that music, are you living under a fucking rock? Like,
Yeah, yeah. We have some this house that does that pretty good. You know, they do the whole coffin in the front yard and all that stuff, and they do too. The one, I guess it's son or son-in-law or whatever, he does the Michael Myers thing, and their house is on the corner, like a pretty decent intersection where a lot of people were coming and going for trick or treating, and
right.
he just stands right on the corner. Like, he does it pretty good. Like, he plays the part pretty well,
Yeah,
and does it well. So I think every neighborhood's got one of those.
they
I
do.
mean,
And yes, guilty as charged.
Yeah, I
I'm
this
know
always
you are.
Jason, but I'm always
You
Jason.
you or your son.
I mean, I
Absolutely.
love it. I think it's great, but I know Michael Myers will not mess with my son. That's for
No.
because I mean, ever since we went to that Zombies of the Corn and he kept following him, and my son just turned around and like poked him in the chest and was like, "That's enough." And all of a sudden, he put his head down and like walked away. I was like, "My son just intimidated Michael Myers." I was like, "All right, pal, like whatever you want."
Yeah.
But
So
I was gonna say, Tim, what is like your? I have to like, what is your most expensive like piece?
That's a good question.
I don't know if we have time for all that. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah,
Keep me going.
that's a good question. I mean, I have some. Uh, boy, so I have to think of what comes to mind. Like, I have some pieces some pieces increased in value. I even found that was more unique than actually how expensive a piece is. Like, I have a piece of the costume worn in Jason Goes to Hell that I
Oh, really?
purchased for $20, and it's a pretty, it goes for a nice chunk now. But the problem is it's kind of up, and it's the value is dependent on what somebody's willing to pay. That'd be the type of item that you would
Yeah.
auction, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and have to see how much it was. But I have pieces ranging everywhere from, say, Uh, maybe maybe $5,000 is the most I've actually probably $5,000 to $10,000 would be the most I've actually paid for a single piece, and some of those might be some of my life size figures because I have quite a few full scale
Yeah.
figures. Yeah,
Yeah.
that definitely cost a pretty penny. So
I,
that
lo-
would probably be.
I was telling him how you have like almost every different version or reiteration of Jason's mask.
I do, yes, yes, I
Like
do.
that's
That's
probably one of my favorite parts of your collection.
I
yeah,
mean, he was like the best thing when we were growing up anyway. Like it would be great to have like a night or so excuse me, Friday the 13th like marathon and just watching him and just one of my favorites is I've always loved Seven only because like I felt like he met his match in Tina and
yeah,
it was like kind of my thing even though and I was like I really liked Kane Hodder playing him. I really enjoyed it. And like when you say you have a piece of it, I was like, that's fucking dope. Like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
when you have this, like,
I actually I met Kane Hodder, quite a few times, and he would always say that Part Seven was one of his favorite. And I remember before the DVD actually came out with the deleted and extended scenes, he actually gave me a copy of his own that was a disc with all his deleted scenes on it, and he autographed it for me, and gave it to me. It was a nice thing. I still have it
that's
downstairs. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And he actually told me that a lot of people don't know that because you were talking about meeting his match with Tina that. That movie was originally they were going to make that the Freddy versus Jason, and when that fell through, they used
Oh,
her in the same type of role with the psychic versus
yeah, yeah, yeah,
so that was sort of their Freddy versus Jason because they couldn't get it off the ground back then. Yeah, that
right.
was a unique. I
Oh,
thought that was interesting, and he had told me that.
do
yeah, that's
you?
pretty sick.
So
Hmm.
you have like the mask and whatnot. You don't have the cracked mask, do you?
I do. I don't have one cracked in half, but I do have an authentic,
Okay.
together mask. I actually also have the Uber Jason mask from Jason Goes to Hell,
No
and it
way.
is actually made from the mold that they use to make the actual screen mask. So it is as authentic as you can get to a screen used mask made from the same mold. Yeah.
Yeah, like that Uber Jason is only the
Yeah.
reason I think I watched Jason X just because I wanted to
Yeah.
see how it looked, like because he just looked badass. And then when he showed up, I was like, yeah, that was fucking worth it. Like, just super worth it. I think it's
Yeah.
that when he puts somebody inside that, I think it was like liquid nitrogen. That
Yeah.
was,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he has a lot of iconic deaths for
Yeah.
sure. Like,
Yeah. Definitely.
you can never fall asleep in a sleeping bag with him whatsoever. Why do people crawl in it? I'll never understand it to this day.
He's probably my favorite slasher all time. I'd have to say is Jason. If I had to pick one as an all time favorite, even though I love them all, I would have to say Jason, and especially Kane Hodder's interpretation of Jason is my favorite by far.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd
that
have to agree.
same here.
Mhm.
My thing is, what the hell was I going to ask you? Um, Damn, it slipped my tongue. But so, oh, one of them was like, is Kane Hodder really that damn tall?
Yeah, you know what? He is a pretty big guy. He is surprisingly pretty tall. Yeah, I stand 6'1", and he was taller than me. He actually was a larger than me. So yeah, he is definitely a big guy.
And
Especially when I first met him. I've met him through the years, and he's getting older.
yeah,
And everyone seems to shrink a little as they age.
Yeah.
But yeah, and especially in his peak, he was quite a large man. Yeah,
and then
very nice man though. He was very nice, great to my son. My son's met him a few times.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
definitely a nice guy.
Did
You
you?
find that out like a lot of those guys are. I mean, I don't want to say it just in celebrities in general, but when you think of the horror guys, everybody puts their mind to, oh, they're in a horror movie, they're a slasher guy. You know what I mean? But in
Yeah,
real life, they're just a person. Like we got to meet. So they used to have it at the top. Actually, it was at the top of my hill. Um, there was a special effects studio, um, and he did this big Halloween bash a few years ago, and he had what's his name from Hellraiser come and do this really dark reading of Edgar Allan Poe.
oh yes,
It was so cool, and it was free to the public. Like they just had him come do this. But then he did like a meet and greet afterwards. Like he stayed and signed anybody that brought like memorabilia and stuff. He was signing it, and I was bullshitting with them for a while. And he just one of the nicest dudes ever.
Doug Bradley. I've met him as
Yeah,
well, and he's phenomenal. Yes, he is.
Yeah, like so it's just like, just, I guess with any celebrity, they get stuck in these roles and that's all people think of them as, but it's like, no, they're really just a human. Like
Yeah,
Right.
the guys who
they're
cut you
cool as
up on
shit.
screen are the nicest you could meet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robert England is surprisingly really nice.
He was
Very.
another one.
He's a very chill, relaxed kind of guy. It's just not worth waiting in a long
Yeah.
ass line.
But I will say, if you're lucky enough to make it in that line to talk with him, that's why that line's so slow, is because he actually takes the time to sit there and talk to you and really engage with you. He was actually a really cool guy.
Yeah,
I was lucky enough to actually get in that line and make it.
Yeah.
that's how I felt. I was like, oh man, we're gonna be in and out. Like it's just this long process to be there. And then it was like I was telling him like, oh, I love like how the Dream Warriors inspired like the video game and all this. And he was asking me, he asked me something like, did I play with like four people? And I was like, how the fuck do you know this? And then it was like just this little things. And I was like, man. And when I got done, I was like, now that was worth it. You know, that like being there for not just sign this, do that, or whatever. I didn't have, unfortunately, anything for him to sign. I just wanted to meet him. And that's all I needed. That's all I needed was just to meet him. But that made me actually think of what I was going to ask you. Did you see when they remade Friday the 13th?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Now, I don't know if anybody has ever saw it, but I saw Jason kind of run and I was pissed. So, you, Tim, being a Friday the 13th guy, that had to irk your nerves a little. Like, he don't run.
There were some things about that movie originally that I was not happy with, but to be honest with you, in time, it grew on me, and I've seemed to put them aside. I kind of think a bad Friday the 13th movie is still better than having to go sit through a rom com or something. you I often compare it to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, I believe it was, when that movie came out. People were kind of
Oh
like,
yeah.
"What the heck?" Now, in my opinion, it's a worthwhile addition to
For the
the lineup.
franchise.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there were some aspects of that remake that I wasn't happy with, but I forgave it. It's not as easy to forgive the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Oh,
Oh no. No.
this is just a Halloween special. I could be here grilling the shit out of that movie because, like,
Yeah,
I do love Jason Voorhees. I do love, like, I always love Jason and Freddy. It's always been my two favorites.
yeah,
And then when they announced that this was going to happen, I was like, like I don't know, because then I kind of give it that call back to Friday the 13th. Like, don't change shit. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, one, don't like Jason ran. Don't have him fucking run. Like, don't do stupid shit. And then when I saw the makeup, I was like, no, no. And I think I got honestly 30 minutes through it and I just couldn't. There was just something about me that just couldn't finish it. Because, like,
Yeah,
to me, I needed Robert England. I needed Robert England to do it so bad. Or like, it just, the vibe was just not there.
I agree. Yeah, I
And
agree.
it was
That's
just,
someone you just can't replace. You know.
no,
Yeah.
not at all. But what I do love is that gentleman behind you with them daisy glasses on. I think that right. My girlfriend finally started watching. She watched Terrifier and she watched the second one. And I've been sending her like Instagram reels of that scene because I think that scene's hilarious. Like just the fact that, they say he's a clown to me. I get more of a mime feeling
Yeah,
constantly. But him in that like Halloween shop store is probably one of the funniest scenes ever just because he's just losing his shit and having a great time the whole time.
classics.
And
Yes, classics.
it just makes me laugh. And like to seeing that behind you, I was like, man, that's great. Did you get that? Like it looks like where did you get that?
Yeah, that's all. It's actually put together from various pieces. The mask is actually a hand sculpted mask from a guy by the name of Topher Westcott, who does A New Kind of Fear customs.
Right.
He's amazing. He does a lot of the Jason heads that I do. He did that art. I acquired the costume from another company and just kind of pieced things together. So yeah, very very cool piece though. Very cool
Yeah.
piece.
So
Does he
Tim, do you
move
want
or
to?
anything?
I'm sorry.
Does he move or anything, or is he just?
Yeah, he's articulate. I could move his head, move his arms. Yeah, he definitely does move. He's not an animatronic, but he does move. He's posable.
Because I've been seeing that a lot this year with a lot of animatronics that move with you. And I was like, man, if they could only do like blah 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 and blah blah blah. And
I
then
do have those also.
do you?
I
I
have
mean,
a
So
pale
that
girl.
leads into
I
it,
have
Tim.
two arts.
Do you want to kind of talk about what your new adventure is that you got going on?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be opening up a horror, sci-fi, fantasy collectibles store in Plumboro on Route 286. It should be open by this holiday season. I'm thinking by the beginning of December, end of November. But yes, we're going to feature everything from, the stuff you see in my basement, from full size figures, Jason heads and busts, and masks to various bobbleheads, T-shirts, collectibles. It's we're kind of we're bringing the big box, like we're planning on carrying your NECA and your Trick or Treat Studios and all your big box stores, but I'm also bringing a lot of local artists into it as well. And customs, Machete Man Creations. I also have Death of Color, which is an artist that you'll see at Steel City Con and a lot of the cons. I'll be selling pieces of his artwork in the store. So I'm kind of bringing together local and national all together in one place for a good experience. It's almost going to be like going to Steel City.
you broke him.
He froze.
I was having a great conversation. You broke him. Oh
I don't
no!
know. Some
You
technical
broke him.
difficulty.
You broke him. He broke him. Chuckles, he broke him.
Let's see if we can get him back. I think we lost connection.
Oh no!
Yeah, I
Chuckles, he
think we
broke him.
lost
I'm sorry, people. I
him.
know you love him, but I know you love the clown, but I can't have a conversation.
He keeps going off in the background.
He keeps going off.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, till he gets back, I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
I told you, like, he was, when we were thinking about doing this Halloween episode, he was one of the guys that I thought of right away to kind of come on and just talk horror, Halloween, spooky season, and give him an opportunity, as he was saying, to kind of promote his new business adventure. It's called I think we got him back. Maybe
you have him in a void. Now he's just gone forever. Like, you gave me what I wanted in a horror guy.
Freddie took him.
Nah, man. No. Hey, Freddie fucking with my man Tim.
I don't know.
Took away Tim. But he has, I did check out his IG. He has a lot of shit. And I was like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and then when I saw art behind him, I was like, I like a fangirl over here for a
yeah,
minute.
yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that's dope. But I mean, for him to, he's
Yeah.
just gone.
I don't know what happened.
He's just gone. Goodbye, Tim. Thank you.
Let me do this.
But my thing is this, though. If you live in the Pittsburgh area, I would definitely check it out,
Yeah,
especially when he opens it. And especially because he's supporting local artists as well as
doing his
mainstream
thing.
and doing
Yeah,
his own thing. I commend that. I think it's good for the city and it's good for just people in general. Like, support local businesses and small businesses all day. I'm all for that. Absolutely. And especially if they're doing still city cons and whatnot. That would be wild, bro. To
yeah.
be
He goes.
alive.
He goes to all that stuff. When they have the Comic Cons and Steel Cons and all that stuff. Like he goes and he like you said, like he was saying, like he meets all these people, and like you were saying too, like I think for him, like I mean, I don't want to speak for him, but like I think for
No.
him too, it's just a point of like meeting like an idol or somebody that's inspired his interest in life.
No, hands down, 100%. Like, that's why I I was a little leery. Um, I think I met him, Robert England, after like my grand passed, and I just was in that seize the moment kind of feeling.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, just do it, you know? And then I was like, I heard these lines could be long, obviously from like John or somebody like that.
yeah,
And I was like, nah, he's coming. I'm not gonna miss it.
yeah, yeah,
And yeah, sure, shit, that took forever. But you know, okay, why
yeah.
not? Um, I was like, if you could do me a favor and at least message him and thank him for his time because that
Yeah,
meant a
I'll
lot
let him
to
know.
me.
I think too he had another booking also he had to get ready for. So
But that's
um
awesome. I thank him. So thank you, Tim, for your time and of course being on the show.
yeah,
And
you're always welcome back, you know.
yes, we can. I will sit here. My counterpart isn't really the biggest horror person or talks Halloween, but I will have full blown conversations.
Now, when it comes to the movies and stuff, like I mean, you know, because I mean, like you were talking about watching those Jason movies, you know, like I, I think the first time that we saw a pair of naked boobs on the TV was at your house, up late watching. I don't remember what number that was.
Five.
Yeah, and we were sitting there, and I mean, your mom was watching it with us. You know what I mean? Like it was all good. She was making sure we weren't watching
Until
anything.
that chick came out of nowhere and was like, it's showtime and pulled out her titties. I was like, that was some titties.
Yeah, like because we were middle school, maybe.
The best is she did typical mother stuff. No, don't look at them or
Cover your eyes. She's trying to
cover
put
your
her hands in
eyes.
front of our
And I was
face.
like, you're fucking kidding, right? Like I'm thinking
And
to
then I think
myself,
you brought up the the Jason X. I think I watched that at your house too. Like we watched that. I remember I was with you.
more than likely. You know what's funny is like we kind of did the Jason kill streak before it became like this thing on Google. Like
Yeah.
how many people we killed in each movie. That's why I look at when people do that now. I'm like, shit, motherfucker, we did that. We
Like
did that.
and then they try to compare him and Myers.
Yeah. That's who I'd like to see go at it. I mean, I got Freddy versus Jason. That was good. You know what I mean? Was it like what I wanted? Eh, not
Yeah.
really. And they didn't really fight that long either. That's what kind of pissed me off too.
Yeah.
You know, they had a scrap. They had two scraps, and I was like, nobody's gonna win this.
Well, and you know what? I think the hard part too is with Freddy, like, you know, Jason versus Freddy is like Freddy, yeah, he killed people, but his was more of a mental, like, you know, he was in obviously in your nightmares, like in
In
your
dreams,
dreams.
yeah,
Like it was a different kind of horror.
yeah.
So having him in Jason, which I get it, he was trying to get in the mind of Jason and all that stuff. Like I get it, but like you said, like if you just want a good old dragged out knife fight, let's get the two boys that swing
Let's
a
get
blade.
them in there
Like
and start swinging. Like, I mean, Freddy has the claw. You know, that's great. But then, like, he can only like he was blocking some things like that, and of course,
yeah,
they're both like immortal. We get it.
yeah,
The only thing I love to this day about that movie is when he found Jason in Jason's dream, and he was like the little kid that was like cringed in the corner, and he
yeah,
was like, "Look at you, you're a little bitch." I was like, "Yes!" Like
yeah. That's
you
what I
know what
mean.
I'm a
Like it's
bitch.
yeah, like I mean it was good. I mean, it was just yeah. As far as like the fight itself and the I don't know, I guess when you think of like those slasher movies, you think of like kind of the gore and the killings. Like I think to have that battle definitely would have been made more sense for the other
Right,
two guys.
and that's why, like, whenever you feel like it, honest to God, that's what I feel you'll love about Terrifier. Is
Yeah,
it is gory. The kills are wild, bro. Like fucking insane. To the point where Art does something in the first movie that as a horror movie like slasher guy that I am, I was like, no. Like I was like, no, but I loved it. He used a gun.
that's what I mean. Like so you know, we talk about like me and like horrors, like spooky horror stuff. Like I'm all for Halloween. It's probably the second most like decorative holiday that I will go out for. I mean, obviously Christmas is number one, but
Right.
like Halloween, I do decorate pretty. We did it more when Jane was littler. Like I said, we still decorate, but not maybe as elaborate. But um, when it comes to like the movies, I just can't get into kind of the stuff I know you um, like the Ring, like the
Those have to like now they have to draw me in. Like they're so
what's the other big one? The Conjuring, like
the
stuff
Conjuring's
like the
Insidious.
spirit ghost world type stuff. That stuff doesn't. I'm just like because
I
'cause, I mean, you know me, like I don't really believe in ghost type of shit. So for me, like, but you're telling me there's a psycho out there that's going around stabbing people with a knife? I'll believe that shit because it happens. You
dude,
know what I mean? Like,
like Terrifier from the fucking jump. Like
yeah,
it starts off where these two girls are coming back from a party and they're too lit, so they go to this pizza joint to sober up to get a slice. But they see Art off in the distance, and like he has his trash bag. And for people that are fans of the Terrifier franchise, I think that fucking trash bag is sponsored by Hefty
yeah.
because he has all kinds of weaponry in it that should poke, pry, and come out. That ain't your
It
Walmart.
gave
That
us a
ain't
good
no
old
great
John Cena
value.
test, huh?
That's no great value right there, bro. That's a fucking hefty and a half.
See, like
But
that kind of shit I'll watch, like the Saw movies. I love those movies because like you were kind of maybe just saying about like with this guy, like with these the Terrifiers, like just the different ways, like, you know, and it probably sounds sadistic of me to say, but watching the different ways people get killed, you know,
it's the
it
Halloween episode, Eric. It's okay.
like but I know, but it's just like just like in the Saws, like all the different traps and the different ways that people the puzzles in the game. And then with the slasher movies, like, yeah, watching somebody lose a fucking leg, I'm all for it.
Absolutely. And
I couldn't tell you how many times between both of them, between Jason and Myers, like how many times did people get either shoved onto a giant fish hook or a fucking spike or nail in the wall and they just get hung there?
yeah. Well, if you think about it, Leatherfaces did it too. Texas
Yeah,
Chainsaw Massacres did it.
oh yeah, yeah. Those are yeah. Like I know Tim had brought those up too. Those are up more good movies.
Yeah. Like just the way the first one initially ended, like you thought they were going like she was going to make it.
Yeah.
And then like bang, like there's fucking Leatherface, and I was like, man, okay. And now they have a movie out called Leatherface, which is like a prequel as to him being Leatherface.
Oh
Yeah, and it's interesting because I don't like when they do the prequels because then all of a sudden you have to start like getting it all together. And that's fair, because it gives you that rewatch, like I was telling Tim,
yeah.
that replay value. So that's okay. Um, he has a point with the screams, like they have got better. Um, People know me that I'm not a Jenna Ortega fan, but yet I've watched Beetlejuice. I've watched the screams, even though she's in it, and just the history they bring into the Ghostface killer,
Yeah.
like not Ghostface Killer, part of the Wu Tang, all right, but
But, hey, Tim's a big Wu Tang guy too. He's a big Wu Tang guy.
hey, dude, Wu Tang's nothing to fuck with.
No.
But like, I think it's the latest one or the one before it. But when they go into this, it's a complete setup. You could tell,
Yeah.
but there's like this mural of Ghostface, and they're all like facing each other.
Uh-huh.
It was the raddest shit I've ever seen in my life. I was like, that's sick, like
Yeah.
because he's any one of them, or he could be not even one of them. You know what I mean? Like a whole ploy.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I get it. Just don't drag him out forever. This ain't Fast and the Furious. Like,
No.
come on. I mean, don't get me wrong. Scream's great, dude. I love the original three. Like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Plus,
I'm a fan. Like I said, I just haven't had a chance to watch the newest one. Like that came out. Was that last year?
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to see that one yet. But I like those too. Like, again, because anything where
Plus, you
somebody
can't beat the OGs. You cannot fuck with Stu and Billy. You
no,
cannot.
not
Stu has the greatest line. Did you call the police? You bet your sorry ass I did. My mom
yeah,
and dad are gonna be so mad.
yeah,
Or that when he's like, I'm feeling a little woozy here.
dude. How long did we walk around just saying that when we were
Oh
younger?
my
Like,
god, dude,
just what?
because
That was
that
just again so iconic.
yes, that movie was dude, so iconic. And I
I think because too, what it did was is it brought the slasher world to at that time a modern story and a modern audience. Like because again we were younger. Well, we were high school for that.
yeah, and it gave us our high school
Yeah,
movie
like it.
killer.
We were like, oh, this isn't some guy running around the lake camp, or yeah, or whatever. Michael Myers is running around this old town, but like it was yeah it kind of and again the whole phone like they're calling the phone like there's just so much like from that movie. Oh, that was a good one. That
Dude,
was a good one.
uh but I mean I get it. There are people that are like slasher horror people. There are
Yeah,
people that are like the ghost, like the Insidious, the Conjurings, the Rings, like the paranormal.
yeah, like that's yeah the paranormal, that's the word I was looking for. Like I just can't.
And then
I
there are
don't
the
know.
vampire ones, like like Salem's Lot, stuff like that. Some people even put Alien in there, and I'm like, no, that's more sci-fi. Like,
Yeah, that's I wouldn't consider that a Halloween like a yeah
no, but if you go on your
it,
streaming services right now, by the way, like Max, Hulu, Peacock, get your shit together because Alien is not a horror movie. Like,
no, I wouldn't
no.
consider that one.
But then there's those cheesy ones like fucking Zombieverse that me and Jamie
Yeah,
watch, or like Slaughter House where there's a killer sloth, or Tusk. Like there's some shit out there.
yeah.
Like there's one I think it's called Tire or something, and it's a killer tire. I
Okay,
can't
now
make
that's
these
going too
things
far.
up.
That's going too far.
There's one of like killer donuts. Like I mean, but there was the killer tomatoes when we were kids.
There were killer tomatoes. This one, look, this is a killer right here. Look at that.
That's a stunner right there.
Oh, hi.
That's a
Hey,
looker.
did we? Well, all we did was we replaced Tim with Tim.
Yeah,
So
we
Tim's
left.
just gone. We don't know.
We don't know what happened to Tip.
Tim's just out.
Um,
He's
yeah.
gone.
So welcome,
So
Sam, to the Halloween special.
Thank you.
right. So
I
do you have?
saved. So when we had my buddy Tim on, who's a horror junkie and collector, and when we had him on, we were talking. 'Cause he's a big movie buff, so we did the top 10 horror movies, like current list of horror movies that everybody's watching. We do have two other topics, and I saved the two other topic categories for you because
Hmm.
I wanted to get your input when we go over these. So do you guys want to go over some fun Halloween top tens?
No, no. We're just gonna close this off right now.
Okay. Let's do this one. Let's do top 10 candies.
Oh, that's a tough one.
It is a tough one. Now here's the thing. This is current list. These lists were gathered a few weeks ago. So these are current candies.
So,
And
is this going to be more like Family Feud, where we guess which of the top 10,
no, no,
or do we guess our
I'm gonna
just
go
top
through
10?
I'm gonna go through them. I just want to see your
No,
guys'
no, no, no,
response.
no. I mean, like, I like that. I like
You
that.
want to guess?
Yeah, but one
Okay.
thing, the only rule I have is since this is new, this isn't like a woke list where it's like gluten this with that top of it. I want cut and
Well,
dry. You got to be
well.
fucking kidding me.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
I'll
kidding.
shut this motherfucker down.
Okay, okay. Paul, then, or no, Sam, it was your idea. Go ahead. What do you think one of the top 10 candies are? Current candies. I mean,
Reese's.
yeah, Reese's. Here, Reese's pumpkin, to be specific, the pumpkin shape was number four. Number
What?
four on the list.
That's it. I'm out of
That's
here.
crazy.
All right, Paul, what do you think another one is?
Um, I'm gonna go with like M&Ms.
No, not on the list.
M&M's.
You think about how just like how much they like throw it in your face during
Yeah,
Halloween,
yeah.
like it's so bad, especially after the last list we did, Eric.
But
Oh.
you got to look through all the Halloween candy bags that are out there, though. Not one of them has an M&M.
Or if you think about it, I should have took that back. Everybody eats the M&Ms last. I mean, like, come on.
Yeah.
So that's my bag.
All right. Sam, what do you think another one is?
Kit Kats.
You got it. You're so far on Kit Kats, and again, it's a specific one. It's that new Witch's Brew, which is like the marshmallow, and it's like greenish colored.
Why are they
Ugh,
so
okay.
specific? Just say like Reese Cups, Kit
Well, here's the thing.
Kats.
That one was number one.
What?
That was number one.
I mean, Kit Kats in general. Sure.
Okay, Paul, go ahead. What do you got?
Butterfingers.
No.
Are you fucking kidding?
Nope.
Can you tell I
Nope.
really don't eat candy no more? It's like fucking all right,
Nope.
whatever.
There's probably 3 or 4 on here I think you guys might not get, but go ahead, Sam.
What about Dum Dums?
No form of a
No lollipop?
no lollipop. Yeah, I didn't know what the hell to say there. I almost said something bad.
This is the Halloween special. I think we're gonna
No sucking device. I don't know.
no
Go ahead, Paul.
sucking suckers.
What do you got?
Skittles.
No.
What is happening?
What?
Go
How
ahead,
about Snickers?
Sam. No.
What? Like
Who
what?
made this list, bro?
I'm telling you, this is God, Paul.
Is a Twix on there?
Yes, you got Twix. And again, it's specifically the one with the green like stuff in the center.
Why is there so specifics?
I don't
There's
know.
no
And that one,
Pacifics. There's no oceans. I don't need this stuff.
that was number 3. So you got number 1, number 3, and number 4.
This is crazy.
What about
Good.
Milky Way?
No.
And Halloween candies, right?
Yeah, Halloween candies.
Whoever made this list? Your mom's a whore. I'm just putting that.
It was that.
They probably don't even.
This
They
list
probably
I
don't
got
listen,
from
Tim.
that.
They probably don't eat candy. They don't eat that
This
shit.
list I got from one of those like what was that magazine, like Country Living, or one of those, cooking home magazines.
Oh man, here we go. Is a Hershey bar on there?
Close.
Does it have to be a specific one?
All right, I'll
I
give
was
it to you. All right, listen, I'll give it to you. It was number 9, specifically a Hershey's Kiss.
Are you? How the fuck? Who seriously made this list? Like,
That was number 9. Number 9. Let's put it this way: there's only one chocolate item left. The rest are non-chocolate.
Okay, what about candy corn?
No, I was a little upset about that one.
This is over. This whole
Like me,
thing's over.
I like me some candy corn.
How the fuck do you not even like? Even though some people love it, some people hate it. How do you not have candy corn on it?
It's
Yep.
Okay. Are Jolly Ranchers on there?
No.
Xander,
You
you're
guys
going trick or treating no more.
You're kind of close with the like rainbowy, like you said Skittles and now Jolly Rancher. Like you're kind of close with the rainbow effect.
I am close with the rainbow. They're my peoples.
Go ahead, Sam. What do you? A little clue there.
I don't know, Sour Pouch Kids.
Number 2 was Sour Patch Kids.
Better be on there, bro.
Sour Patch Kids was number 2. The number 1 was Kit Kat, 2 was Sour Patch, 3 was Twix, 4 is Reese. You want to know what number 5 was?
Yeah, let's go ahead, Steve. Tell us.
Nerd Ropes.
What about just nerds?
Nerd Ropes. Okay, here's the number 6 was the last chocolate item you guys didn't get, and this one blew my mind. But then after I thought about it, I was like, I do remember seeing that shit in my bag every once in a while. York
The
peppermint
Whoppers.
patty.
Oh,
Yeah.
sounds like an
And
old people
then,
thing.
yeah,
Either that or popcorn balls. Here, this
no,
is all
they
we
were not
have
on the list.
today.
Number 7 was trolley eyes, which are like the gummy eyeballs.
Yeah.
Number 8 was airheads.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you got number 9. That was the Hershey Kisses, and then number 10, the last item on the candy list for this year, gummy body parts. Again, I think it was made by that trolley company.
All right.
That's that. Like no Snickers, no Three Musketeers, no Milky Ways, no Butterfingers.
None of the good stuff.
Yeah,
No,
like so whoever made this list has never trick or treated a day in their life.
no
Like,
form of M&M. We didn't even get peanut M&M, no
yeah,
caramel
right.
M&M, no peanut butter. Like
No pretzels, no crisps, no nothing.
no,
Not even a
yeah,
crunch bar was on there. Like,
no.
what is happening?
Or even the generic one. What was the generic one? It came in the red. It was like
The
crackle or something.
Crackle.
Crackle.
Like we didn't even get that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
All
Wow.
right, you guys want to do the last top 10 that I found? This one,
I don't know. After that one, I'm like starving.
I know, right?
ready? This one, I don't know, could be fun. We could do a guessing game if you want with this one, but this one is top 10 costumes for this year.
For this
Now,
year,
Paul already asked. I did not look at the slutty list. This is family friendly. Like
okay.
I was
it
just
is.
seeing if that's how the list was being
So
proceeded.
I'm
It
going
is
to
a
ask a
mixture.
question.
Yeah.
Do they have like when you? Because I hear you say family friendly, but like, do they have like horror themed characters?
Uh.
Because I know some parents dress their kids up as some of the horror characters, despite.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's get this out of the way first. So there's a top 10, which is specifically a character or a specific costume. And then
Yeah.
there were 3 categories they said, which are always like big hits, and it's too hard to narrow down. One of them was classic horror characters. You're always guaranteed to see a classic horror
Okay.
character. Um,
Yeah.
Superheroes are always a big, so you'll get your Marvel characters, your Supermans, Batmans. And then Star Wars is another large group of costumes
That's
you
fair.
see. So it's hard. They didn't want to make it that specific and like, oh, he's Yoda or he's Superman. But there
Right.
are a top 10, and they are current pop culture things. So you guys want to guess or just go down the list? We'll leave it to you.
Let's
After
take
the
a couple
last
I'm
one,
gonna
stabs at it.
guess.
you want to
Let's take
guess
a couple
again?
stabs at it. I mean, that's what we're here for.
All right. No, go ahead. Paul, you can go first this time.
Trump.
No.
People dressed as like Trump. I've seen
But
it
yeah.
out.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Barbie.
No, no Barbie.
Hmm.
Mario.
No, I was surprised that wasn't on there, especially with the upbringing of the movie and everything. But I guess that would have been like maybe last year's Halloween.
Maybe.
A witch.
Close. A
An evil
specific,
witch, like
a specific witch.
Glenda the good witch. I don't know.
Yeah, no, Wicked is
I was
Wicked.
gonna say
Okay.
either
Okay.
one from Wicked.
Yeah, because of the movie and that coming out again, it's getting a resurgence. So yeah, Glenda or the Wicked Witch or both. That was kind of it just was labeled Wicked. So either witch from the movie. So that one was number 8. That was bottom towards the bottom of the list.
Um.
So that gives you any idea of where, like, so again, more current. Like I said, it's this year's more current stuff.
Yeah. Is the Hawk Tua girl on there?
No, I was surprised. I was surprised that wasn't on there.
I was gonna say, is Haley Welsh on there at all?
No.
Because when we went to Spirit, she has this section. So I
Yeah,
was like,
she
what
does.
the
She
fuck?
she posted her own video of her shopping in her own section at Spirit.
Right.
She was, but yeah, nope, she didn't make the list.
Huh.
What about Ghostface?
No, we were just talking about that.
See.
No,
Um,
he did not make the list.
so if they're doing all that with the horror people, is Art the Clown on there?
I think no, he
I
wasn't.
think
I
he
think
would be
he might
categorized in the
Yeah.
horror class characters. Yeah,
son of a bitch.
What
Oh,
about Freddy Krueger?
I
no,
think he'll
again,
be there too.
classic horror.
Hey, I feel the same way. Okay, I feel this way. How do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
not have the good candies? Okay, how do you not have the good candies?
Because evidently they're not wearing good costumes, so they ain't getting the damn good candy.
What are they all going naked? Like, if you tell me that's the top one.
I was like, dude.
That is the number one kid costume. No, I'm just kidding.
um,
Sam, you're going to be quite busy after the holidays.
um. Well, you know what? Like they've been doing like a lot of '80s stuff, like '80s get ups. Like some
No,
person was a Blockbuster employee. Like,
yeah, no, nothing. No,
what
no,
what
80s.
about what about a millennial?
No.
I
These
mean,
are these aren't just a category. Like there's like very specific like character, like a very specific thing.
Harry Potter,
No, no potheads.
no potheads.
What about a skeleton?
Nope.
Man, it's fucking.
Oh,
Um. Well, shit. Oh man, I don't like it. I don't like this.
You guys are struggling with this one.
what about Beetlejuice?
Number one.
Oh!
I was like, this shit, that gotta be there. If not, I'm out.
Yeah, number one.
Damn. I don't know, man. Like, because everything would go in one of them categories right now. I mean,
Yeah,
even if a kid
it's.
wanted to be like Venom because it's out right now.
I know, and that's what's tricky is because I feel like there's one, two of these things that again could fall under one of those categories, but they have them listed as individual.
I say, just for the sanctity of this podcast, go ahead and run through the list.
Okay, so number one was Beetlejuice. Again, probably the resurgence of the new one, obviously.
Obviously.
Number two, Deadpool and Wolverine,
Oh, I forgot about that.
which they could fall under the superhero thing, but I think because of the relevance of it being so popular right now. And
Yeah.
again, they have it listed as that could be a couples or like a duo costume or an individual costume.
Yeah.
Number three, I didn't know it was this popular. The Disney show Descendants.
Oh yeah, because
They
Cameron
wasn't,
Boyd was in there.
and they just
That's
made
one of the
like
reasons.
they made a new one recently in
Hmm.
the past year.
Mhm.
So that was number three. So any character from that, which I'm like, well, wouldn't that fall under the damn grouping then? But anyways, so any character from that show. Number four, T Swift.
Oh yeah.
Taylor Swift, yeah, I know. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Number five is another female pop culture in the moment, Wednesday Addams.
Yeah.
I know that's what my little niece went is Wednesday Addams. Number six, this one is another. You could do it individual or as a group. There's a good group costume, the Minions.
Yeah, that'd be
Mm.
cool.
Number seven, Paul, your kid's gonna enjoy this being a popular item. Inside Out 2.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because at Spirit they have like all the different emotions.
Yeah. So again, it's another you could do as an individual or as a group. Sam, you got number eight, which was like the Wicked. Number nine, again with the resurgence, Ghostbusters, individual or group. And then the last one, number 10, is a good, you see it a lot individual, but is also a good couple costume, Joker and Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn.
Mm.
So
Most toxic couple out there.
Right.
that's the top 10 costumes of 2024.
I don't like that list.
I
Mm-mm.
Trust me, and that wasn't even like we could have dove into so many like subcategories. Like I found this one list that was like the top 10 like what do they call them? The inflatable costumes, like those jumpsuits you get in and they blow up. Like
Yeah.
they had the top tens of those. Like there was like a, obviously the dinosaur and all these different characters. And I'm like, no, I just want a basic top 10 list of costumes. Like I don't.
All of a sudden, your ass was going down like a fucking social media rabbit hole. You're like,
Oh, it was. And that list
how did I
was
get here?
from that list was from the CBS News. The what is that? The not the Today Show. Whatever CBS's news thing is.
Well,
Uh,
I said
the
it before,
Good
and I'm
Morning
going to say it
America.
again. It's probably Good Morning America.
One of those.
So, hey, guess what? Good Morning America. Your mother's a whore.
Like
That's it. Just gonna put
I
that.
I think these categories were just such random. But I guess it's just how times have changed. Sam, do you want to hear what the top 10 movies were real quick?
Sure.
Okay.
Uh, Number one was Hocus Pocus. Number two was the sequel. Number three was Van
Hmm.
Helsing. Uh, Number four was Nightmare Before Christmas. Five was the
Okay.
new Five was the new Salem's Lot. Six was Halloween Kills, which killed Paul. He could not. Number seven was Halloween Town. Num-
Oh,
Number
God.
eight was the most recent Scream. Uh, Number nine was Beetlejuice, and number 10, again, Paul was not thrilled that they picked Halloween Ends as the number 10 movie of. That's your top
So
10.
so so let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go rant for a minute, okay?
Yeah.
You got Beetlejuice is number 9, but number 1 is the costume. And then you want to have the audacity to go ahead and put Scream on that list as number 8, but no Ghostface?
No. Or you got Hocus Pocus as one and two, the original and the sequel, but the Sanderson sisters were not a costume like of any. They had the
You
Wicked. They had
I
the
was
Wicked
like,
girls, which aren't even out
know
yet.
what? I need to write a letter to them.
Well, the movies was from Forbes. Forbes, the magazine, or whatever. I told you the candy was from Country Living or whatever, and then the costumes was from whatever the CBS News people are.
why do I
Well,
feel like the letter would start, him, dear Forbes, in the words of my friend Paul, your mother's the whore. Bang! And then that's all you need. I'd be like, just send it like
no,
that.
they will get the infamous CM letter. Trust me.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get the Hocus Pocus like 1 and 2, like how they're 1 and 2. Like,
Yeah,
no, it's just a Hocus Pocus series. Same with
I
like,
still have not seen the sequel, which Donna has already because that's her thing, and uh she's watched the sequel. She's already watched, I think, 3 times this year, this season alone, and I've only
See,
seen like 2 seconds of it. Like I haven't seen any of it. Now that I think
I'm
about it,
like,
that woman went to the hospital on yesterday. When didn't she go to the hospital? Monday. Yeah, yesterday. She went to the hospital and she was in full Hocus Pocus outfit. Like, so Donna is sitting at Shadyside Hospital in full Hocus Pocus gear. Well, I mean, they probably put her in a gown now, but that's how she went to the doctor.
well, I mean, she's just celebrating early. That's fair.
mhm.
I
Well, she
mean,
has
I
enough. She has. She could probably wear a Hocus Pocus every day this week and still be good to go.
right like every week so far in October, I've worn something Halloween or something horror.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm the odd man out. I did not like Hocus Pocus 1 or 2.
I think when I was younger, I liked the first one just because, again, I was younger and it was cool at the time. But if I were to rewatch it now, I'd probably be like, yeah, I'm bored.
What's the
Mhm.
most annoying thing in the world? Zachary Banks. I'm so tired of hearing it. I'm like, okay, we get it. We get Zachary.
They wanted to name our new cat Binks because he's a black cat. And I was like, no. I was like, you girls have named every animal in this house except for the other cat. She was already named when we got her, but every other pet that we own, I have not had any input on. And I said, I'm not running around this house calling this fucking cat Binks. Like, I'm not doing it.
Well, what if the
So,
cat talks back to you? Then you have a miracle.
well, no,
Then we
that's
better
not
contact Dr. Doolittle.
his
Yeah.
name. His name's Sylvester, just like the great Sylvester the cat. And he terrorizes our fucking house like Sylvester the cat. So it all worked out.
Because you're too busy chasing some bird that's not even there.
He's too busy fucking chasing the dog. He fucking left a giant gash in the dog the other day.
Don't fuck with him, bro. Just chow time.
No, he's a violent person. He does not.
Chow
He's
time in the
he,
yard.
he's yeah. Well, that's what we think the problem was. Is you figure we got him from a he was found outside, so he was a feral cat. So it's like he's on his natural wild cat instincts. He hasn't learned. Hey, I'm an indoor cat now. Like
No,
shit's got to calm down.
he's still on this fuck around and find out. Like,
Yo,
no, don't
he
fuck
got
with
me
me,
the
bro.
other day. He bit me, drew blood. I thought he was taking my thumb off. Like I was like, motherfucker.
He's from the streets, man. All right.
He he is. He's from them. He's from them Butler streets, not Lawrenceville Butler streets. I'm talking about Butler County. Like he's from that fucking hood up there.
He's probably seen some shit
He probably has.
for real. He goes
He
up to you. He's like, man, you know why they make sidewalks, Eric? No, because motherfucking streets ain't safe.
yeah, he does. He's
I think that's
Oh,
you sound like my mom. Like, oh my God, I love her to pieces. But like, so
Hey, was it her
I know you
birthday?
guys.
Did we miss a birthday here or something from mom?
or is it today?
Today's my mom's birthday.
Hey, happy
Yeah,
birthday!
thank you. Well, she was excited that I got her birthday cupcake, so she's good.
Birthday
I saw that.
Um,
cupcakes.
I almost messaged you and asked where the hell my cupcake was, but I let it be. I was like, no, it's mom's day. I won't get involved.
no, that's the only thing she ever asks for her birthday is the wicked cupcakes. So that's every year. That's what I get her. It's her wicked cupcakes.
Now
Look
you
at
got to
you
tell her
being a
that she
good
can't have
kid.
cupcakes. She has to have, what are they, Eric? Birthday muffins.
Birthday muffins.
Yes.
Well, the difference with this is I don't know if you know what wicked cupcakes are. They're like us. They actually started on Shark Tank and then they blew up from there. And it's a company that like makes this like they get it's in jars like mason jars, and they put cupcakes in there like all the batter and the frosting, and so you get like 2 cupcakes in a jar.
Why don't we have any?
I thought she was gonna. She said they were in a jar. I thought maybe there was a little moonshine mixed in with that batter. Like, no.
No, no.
No. Old me would have been like, you better put something in that bitch. You gonna put some
Yeah.
cake vodka in there, right? I'm like, all right, cool.
No. But
So
yeah,
they
like so go.
they layer it.
They do, yeah. So you get like, for instance, like, and they have like, I think right now they have like 25 different flavors. So you get to choose like one of them is like salted caramel, and so you put like they'll put one of the cupcakes on, and then they get like either cream cheese or like some kind of frosting, and then they'll put the frosting on, and then another cupcake, and then a frosting with a little decoration on top.
That sounds amazing.
Oh yeah.
My inner fat kid is really kicking in right now.
Right?
Like it's really good, but I gotta steer clear because if I do, it's gonna be
Yeah,
there'll be no self control.
your diabetes is gonna be all fucked up. Don't be doing that shit.
All right.
I know.
Don't be fucking with that shit. You'll be texting me be like, Paul, I had 2 of them and I don't know what's happening right now. Like I'm here.
I'm going to the ER.
I'm hearing fucking Kellers for fuck's sakes. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, we're just gonna find her shaking in a corner.
But you can catch Sam on threads. She'll be either ranting or praising.
Yep.
So like these motherfucking shit. And it'll be like, oh, I should be able to do this. And like that's where she fell off. That's when it kicked in. When it kicked in.
Pretty much. I think I'm good with my rants for now because unfortunately the Mets lost, so
Yeah.
it's all right.
Hey,
But
we supported you. We gave the Mets some shout outs.
I know. I watched. I saw it. I appreciate it.
Now I'm
trying.
just like,
It's just
now I don't care. I'm like, well,
I was really hoping that the Dodgers would lose because, I'm not going to lie, it was resentment because they were better than the Mets and kicked their ass. But now that I'm watching the Yankees, like, literally crumble to nothing, I kind of laugh and my heart is happy because, it's the Yankees. It's actually the Stinkies, like, whatever. But
Jesus Christ. She just just a little bit. Let's do this.
I was like, I always feel the resentment from the Pirates, but now I'm like, damn, Sam, you're just cutting deep.
Yeah.
Don't even know. See, it took me. It was hard as hell for me to do this. So I didn't know what to get my dad for Christmas, and he and I have not gotten to a Subway series. And I was like, okay, and the Yankees put the first Subway series, their tickets on sale, but it's at Yankee Stadium. So I had to put my pride aside to purchase the tickets so I could go see the Subway series.
I mean, it is a beautiful stadium, though.
I have been there. I've been to both. I've been to the old Yankee Stadium and the new one. I will admit it's nice. My future goal is to eventually go to every ballpark and check it out. I've already been to both Yankee. I've been to Shea. I've been to Citizen Park. I've been to Philly. I've been here to PNC. Been to Citi Field. So
I was like, I must ask you, since even though this is the Halloween episode and I don't want it to turn far away from it, did you watch a Steeler game?
No.
Okay. I was wondering because like they were.
Wait, are you a Giants or a Jets girl?
Giants.
Oh.
And I was like, I knew that.
Way to inform the rest of us, asshole.
Watch it. Did you watch it?
All right, want to get back on the Halloween theme? I hope somebody fucking slashes you.
I hope it's Art the Clown, because I get he's all gory and he chops people up, but he can come and try to kill me any day. I'd die trying to fuck him. Same thing with Mike Myers, but at least I am honest about it.
Yep, that's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy.
See, I got an Art the Clown for sure.
I can't watch the movies. They're too gory for me. But I don't know. I feel like if I got involved with him somehow, I could be like a mafia wife. You know what he's doing, but you turn a blind eye.
Joe, we need to let her borrow Tim's.
Tim's fucking animatronic.
Yeah. Sam, when this debuts, you have to go back and watch the first interview with our buddy Tim. Standing behind him is a life-sized Art.
Yeah, and he has the sunflower sunglasses on.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty awesome.
I mean, just put a little something on it. You can have your way with it.
I mean, yeah. Hey, what do you know?
Put a strap on because
I'm just saying.
For people that listen and don't watch this, they're gonna be like, what the fuck happened? This turned really weird.
This went rated R. It's Halloween. We went rated R.
I feel like I would have a better shot, scoring with Art the Clown than I would with Mike Myers.
I mean, they are strong silent type.
They are, but I feel like
they all are. I mean, Freddie was the only one that wasn't a silent type.
Yeah.
But the way Mike Myers just stands there and look at you, oh my god, that's I could just tear that jumpsuit off.
Leave the mask on, fucker. You gotta put the knife down. We don't have time for the next.
There'll be time for knife play later. Knife plays later.
Right?
Or is knife play floor play? I don't know.
Wow.
I've gone through years of therapy to be able to heal, so that I will I've actually healed and I'm good, and I realized that it's not my job to heal anybody, and therefore I don't even try anymore. But that's still my toxic trait of being I could definitely change Mike Myers. I could change that perspective. I could change him.
I mean, it's bad when it was 3 or 4 movies and his doctor tried his damnedest and still didn't. You may be the one of one.
He just needs a woman's touch. It's not Jamie Lee.
The rest of us watch that movie and we're worried about Mike Myers killing people. Sam watches that movie and she's dissecting the therapist who's trying to dissect Mike Myers.
Right?
She's like, that's not how you do that.
You know,
You gotta get him laying down on the couch and get him to open up.
You know,
You have to build rapport.
All this could be prevented if you just showed him your titties.
Yeah.
Right?
You would have had almost 8 movies.
Voorhees didn't like that girl showed him her boobies and he puffed them off. Like, I don't know. I guess
no. You got to win him over. You got to go slowly.
Right? You got to slowly unbutton the shirt so he gets it. He's like, oh, this is happening.
See, but he's got to wait till the fair date. So, you know, I got time. We can raise him in.
Right? What do you want to do? Stalk some kids on Halloween? Right? But so
you know what? I don't know how I'm transitioning this. This is going back to those lists, movies and costume wise. And again, it's been on a big resurgence. Child's Play was not part of any of those lists.
I think more or less because it's like the TV show is the show. Like, I know I don't know if they did a new season of it, but what I've been seeing lately is a lot of the Bride of Chucky is coming back. Like, a lot of people are doing it.
Yeah.
So that's what I was wondering. And like Spirit's been showing like the Funkos of him and Tiff together, and I was like, oh, like this is growing in popularity. So for it not to be on that list is kind of wild.
As I said, either the movies or as a costume again, because that'd be like another if you wanted to do a couples thing, like.
Just don't watch the remake of the movie. Like,
I didn't play.
They like changed the doll too, because like one of my clients, my young clients, he's obsessed with Chucky, like, but he's only obsessed with like the new Chucky, and so he got he's got I want to say it's like, I don't know, it's like a life-size Chucky doll, right? But they have it looking like the new Chucky and nothing like the old Chucky, and I was like, but this isn't Chucky. This isn't who I grew up with.
No, it's Mark Hamill as Chucky. Like, that's all it is to me.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. Like, him voicing him is pretty cool, but like, that's not the same doll. Like, no, it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I didn't watch the newer one just because I had a feeling like I was not going to be.
Now the show is the actual
show. The show's good. Yeah, I didn't watch it faithfully, but I have watched it, and the show's good.
Yeah, I was like, I have no complaints about the show. But like when we're talking to Tim, like when they remake something, it's just like, ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Like, prime example.
He has a life. I'm pretty sure he has a lifestyle.
Like the new Friday 13th was fucking awful. Like,
yeah.
We were talking to him about when they remade Friday the 13th. Like, it's cool, but it's just, you know.
Yeah.
But like when they remade like It, that was all right. Like, that was good. You know, but a lot of people don't like clowns. I get that too. But now they're doing like spin-offs. They're supposed to be doing like this Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake, which is it's gonna be on Max. They're doing a Welcome to Deary, which is the origin story of Pennywise.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hurry the fuck up, because October is like over. Like, so why would you do this after? Like that's
you know what? Because I think stuff like that, like we associate the good classic slasher movies with Halloween, like with this time of year. But those, again, that's why I love that genre of movie, is because you can watch them all year round. I don't give a shit. Like, like I don't care. Like, April comes around, we're supposed to be worried about Easter. I don't care. I'll watch Mike Myers kill somebody.
I mean, that's hands down. Absolutely.
So I think what Max and them are probably thinking, like, is we don't have to hone this just around Halloween. Like, we can drop them whenever we want.
Yeah, 100%. Like when they did the new Terrifier, it's taking place at Christmas.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
and it's
so is it a Halloween movie or is it a Christmas movie?
It's kind of both.
Are they going to play it on Hallmark?
I fucking doubt it. I doubt it.
Okay.
Especially when like there's one scene, and I'm everybody knows I'm not a spoilers kind of guy, but there's a scene that would never make it to Hallmark whatsoever. I think this is the reason why Terrifier 3 is like banned in France right now, because in the beginning, so like if you don't pick up on it, Art is like a demonic entity that can never be killed. That's what the spin of
Hmm.
it is. And so they go into the house where him and this girl Veronica or Victoria are, and they're like dead. Like they're just complacent. Like they're fine. Like it's not time for them to like awake yet. And they try to destroy this building that they're in, and then all of a sudden that Victoria wakes up because they
Hmm.
feel like it's the time to start killing again. And then Art kills somebody, but as he's killing them, he looks over and she is taking a glass shard and is fucking masturbating with it. I am not joking. And then like it's just there's just blood dripping down from it, and I was like, oh, okay. And when it's all over, like he kills the guy or whatever, and he looks over at her, and she's like done. He looks at her and he's like, and I laughed hysterically because he was like, shame, shame, what are you doing? And I was like, you're not even. Nope, you don't even give a fuck. She was just shoving glass up her, like, hey, howdy, hey, Woody. Like, but
That's.
yeah, it's not making it the Hallmark, bro.
I think it should.
It would change it up.
Right. You know, Hallmark right now has been playing Christmas movies since October 18th and will not stop until January 18th.
I know.
I saw that. Like, I was looking through the guide yesterday because I was seeing if I could get like ESPN on like my cable app or if I had to go on ESPN. And I was just scrolling down and I saw it. I was like, here we fucking go. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
a
probably
part of
like I
me,
have the option on my guide to hide channels that I don't watch or don't want to see on my guide. Oh, that fucker's getting ready to come off.
there's a part of me that wants to like watch a couple and then break them
No,
down
you
on.
don't.
Oh,
No, you don't.
No,
no,
you
because
don't.
I'm going to be like brainwashed by Hallmark and think that, oh, some long lost love that I haven't seen in like 30 years. And I'm like, get your fucking ass out of
I
here, bro.
have to watch them every weekend when I work with, my elder client and a DJ from the Full House. She's on them now. And same with Stephanie. They're both on there. And there
Oh,
was the one movie that DJ was playing. The timeline didn't make any sense. The plot didn't make any sense. And by the time it was over, I was like, fuck you, Hallmark, because now they had me in my therapist mode and it was not good.
They said that she like so she does those movies and portrays like this, cutesy whole religious,
Yes. And it's
but
disgusting.
but that's really but they say she's really not like she's like a bitch and like she goes onto those movie sets and she's very demanding and like
I could see that.
I'm like, oh.
so in a way, like we just spun it. It went from like maybe she is her own little horror movie villain. Like I'll murder everybody if I can hear
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So, if Hallmark came up with something like that, come into a town, fall in love, and find out that the man that she fell in love with was an axe murder, I'd watch it.
Well,
Let's go.
you gotta watch AMC for those kind of ones. You get AMC classics on those.
Or you could
I could
just
just watch Lifetime.
thank you.
There
Or
you go.
like fuck it all up and just be like, oh, this is cute. Let's watch Hallmark Lifetime,
Or
motherfucker.
or
There
it's
you go.
or it's kind of she meets the guy, she thinks he's the great love of her life or whatever. He turns out to be a woman beater, and then she fucking murders him.
That would be fucking awesome, bro.
That's Lifetime.
Bro, I would fucking stand up and applaud it. I'd run it back. I'd run it the fuck back.
Wasn't that what was that movie? They did something like that. It was that J-Lo flick.
Enough.
Enough.
Yeah,
That's actually a really good movie.
there was
Mhm.
It's a
J-Lo
really
with the short hair.
yeah. I mean,
So I guess I have a question for both of you.
sure.
Yo,
If you were given the chance to direct a movie or produce a movie, okay, a Halloween movie, what would the plot be?
I would have to take a note out of the old slasher like like again, because I love that genre. So I'm not saying I would remake, but it would be on that, not that they all had the same storyline, but just somebody's just not all right upstairs and goes on a killing spree. But I guess nowadays, they worry you can't do that kind of stuff because of all the mass murders and this and that. But I'm like, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, I don't
So that'd
know.
be me. Like I would, if I had to direct a horror, or I was asked to direct like a Halloween movie, it would be something on the lines of a slasher film.
Yeah, I don't know. That's actually a tough question because, like, you think about it, for as much as like I love this genre, like it's like everything's already been done. So you know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like you have to like really find a good niche and find a good core. And I would think
that's why I'm saying killing people. There's always a crowd looking for somebody to die.
I would kind of give it like a stranger's feeling, like those
Hmm.
movies, like it's a group or a cult of people.
Oh,
And they
yeah,
like
that's good too.
and then like they answer to one person. But then like I would leave it up in the air as like you don't know who that person is. Eventually
So
like
it
it would
wouldn't
lead
obviously
into
be
it.
Charles Manson.
No, no, no. Like you would it would it would they would have selected targets.
Yeah,
And
Hmm.
what it is it's this person coming for their revenge, but it's sending out these people to like to take it over, but you can't really figure out who it is. And it kind of like gives it that Scream feeling where it keeps it guessing.
so
Hmm.
And
like
then
like a mystery.
yeah, and then you kind of like you think like oh it could be like this ex-girlfriend or like this husband, and then it's like no it's just the janitor from when they were in high school. Like that's it or some shit like that.
They used to
But
pick
Hmm.
on him and his peg leg.
or Willie McNelson or whatever, like I don't know. But yeah, something of that sort. Like I would try to be like a little outside of the box but inside the box too, because like it's all been done. But like
Yeah,
it's relatively like tough, but something suspenseful where it keeps the audience guessing more than anything,
Yeah.
especially at the end. Like you don't I am the biggest I hate the movie's good and then the ending shit, where
Yes.
I can't stand it.
yeah,
Or prime example, I think I was telling I said it on here before. Like me and Brandy watched Deliverance on Netflix, and I was for it because like the timepiece was like set in Pittsburgh. Like this family was like possessed, but then it was just dramatization because it was actually in like Indiana, but they used Pittsburgh.
Hmm.
Because I start googling and start doing my research because I'm like, when the fuck did this happen here? It didn't. So and then you're watching it and you're invested, but at the same time you're like, this movie sucks. This movie sucks. And then the last 30 minutes, it picks up. And then I was
Hmm.
like, this didn't do anything for me though. Like it picked up, but it didn't do anything for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I think it was like a week or two later. I remember Ashley asked me, she was like, I'm gonna watch Deliverance. I was like, don't fucking watch that movie. Like anybody who has asked me now, like, hey, don't watch that movie. Like, you're
yeah,
wasting your time. I can't stand movies like that now. Like, even going into something, if it looks good, I will kind of like be pulled back a little bit, even though I'm a horror fan, and go like, all right, that looks good, but am I going to waste my time?
yeah,
Hmm.
That's how I was about the New Salem's Lot. I was like, if it's anything like the original, it should be good. And then I watched it and I was like, eh, like it was okay. Hey, they're vampires. I'm like, cool. I'd rather watch like Interview with a Vampire, like some
Oh,
shit.
that was a good movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not watching no fucking glittery
See.
vampires. I'll tell you that much.
I don't watch Interview with Vampires.
Oh, no Twilight.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not a team Edward or a team Jacob. I'm a team neither. Plain
And
and
you know what?
simple.
You know what?
I was Team Edward.
We talked about this earlier. You want to see some shit? Put them fucking glittery Twilight motherfuckers up against the Lost Boys. Let's see who won.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Lost
It
Boys
would be
do
the
it.
Lost Boys.
Like let's that they weren't glittery vampires, but they fuck somebody up.
right? Or even like I know some people like Queen of the Damned. I know people that like it. I do
Oh
not.
yeah,
I'm not a fan. I mean, do I
it
like
was okay.
Aaliyah in that movie? It was all right. I liked her acting. It was all right. It was cool, like different. But that Lestat, I would take him over the fucking Twilight dudes any day.
Yeah,
Like, there's just, I don't know. It just, I can't. There's just certain ones I can't. Like, I can never Twilight. That's not happening. Like,
no, I can't
no.
do it.
Mm-mm. I don't need time for bedazzled vampires. No, thank you. But I will suggest if anybody hasn't watched Interview with a Vampire on AMC, that series, that's pretty good. It's somewhat like softcore porn though. It's just like AMC is like, damn.
I know, I know.
It really is. I'm just like, whoa, what? Hey, what the fuck? This wasn't in the movie. Like this wasn't. They're getting it the fuck in. I was like, what, dude? Jesus. I was like, Netflix just stepped their game up. Here, you want some AMC Plus stuff? By the way, watch this shit happen. They having like a fucking threesome. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
That's like oh my god, what was that movie with Tom Cruise
Oh, Tom
and
Cruise
Nicole
and Nicole
Kidman?
Kidman. Yeah,
Yeah,
Was that Eyes Wide Shut?
yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
Combine that with the vampire.
Yeah, and now they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 thank you. Do you have any more list?
No, that was the only ones that I could, you know, come up with that I thought were kind of fun ones. I mean, with Halloween, there you could. I mean, we probably again dove down a rabbit hole of lists, but
Yeah.
I thought those were, good topics.
No, no, no. That's fine.
Especially once I read them and I was like, oh, these are not what I was like. Again, those choices were just
No,
not. I,
Do you
I
guys like read at all?
read.
Yeah, like a book.
Who the fuck reads books?
you expect him to read a
Hi.
book? You don't expect him to read a book, do you?
Listen, my wife and child got me the biography, I guess it is, of Sidney Crosby. And I mean, this is when he like first joined the league and was the superstar of the NHL. Yeah, I cracked the cover and well, I don't know what happened the rest. I'll watch the
As
movie.
far as you got.
I'll watch the movie.
There are some pretty good thrill. I don't know. Some of them, there are gory books out there. Like I think one of them is called Blender Babies. That's pretty gruesome.
That just sounds amazing.
Yeah, make that
Yeah.
into. Come on, there you go. That's my movie. I'm making it into a movie.
Blender babies.
The thing though, are they blending babies or are the babies doing the blending?
I think they're blending babies and then they eat them and like
Okay,
I
now we're
don't
getting. See, I would flip the
yeah.
script on that, and
That's
it'd
the
be
type of
like
book my sister reads.
it would almost be like a sequel. It'd be like a prequel to Child's Play. It'd be like Chucky as a baby, like before he hit toddler stage, and he was out there blending motherfuckers.
The only thing I
Like,
got
oh
off of it was like basically it's gonna turn out that in the book it's basically mainstream Hollywood so they can stay alive and young and whatnot, that they're blended
Yeah,
babies.
and see, I forgot what they're
or
called, but it's a type of genre and it's like really it's like gore. It's nothing but gore.
I'm okay with that. I told him earlier I'd rather have blood and gore than I would the what'd you call it? Paranormal World. I can't fuck with that paranormal. That's dumb.
No Ouija board for you?
No, not
How?
one.
Listen, I told him, and we'll use the Blender Babies as an example. I cannot believe that there's some fucking spirit wandering around my house telling me to get out. I'll believe that there's some motherfucker out there blending babies and eating them. I'll believe that shit.
I mean, everybody has their own opinion. But I mean, I'm telling you, there's some shit out there, man.
There ain't no shit.
I don't know. My father, growing up, we first lived in a funeral home, so that was scary as shit. But then like when we did move, when I was about I think I was like 8 or 9 when we moved. I still to this day feel like a lot of the spirits like went home with my dad. I don't think they stayed in the funeral home.
That's what I'm saying. She's touched on this before. So, like, you calling Sam a liar?
No, I'm not saying she's a liar. I mean, like you said, everybody, I just believe that there are weirdos out there eating and killing people more than I believe that there's things floating around trying to annoy me.
You know, you sound so much like my dad because I'd always tell him and he'd be like, there's no such thing. And I'd be like, why? And he'd be like, you want to know? He's like, if you're going to be afraid of the living, not the dead.
Exactly.
Or, Dad has a point, but he could have twisted it. You could be afraid of fucking both.
No,
Yeah.
I watch the news. There's more fuckers out there doing dumb shit than there is ghosts and spirits doing dumb shit.
I mean,
I
I
mean,
don't know. I watch Ghost Adventures. I see some shit happen. And I'm like, all right.
Oh God, I can't do that.
so like, okay, if somebody gave you like, I don't know, $1 million to go and stay a night in a cemetery, would you?
Yeah.
Eric would probably fall asleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
Now,
So what?
here's the question. This is where I would draw a stipulation. The location of the cemetery. Is it in the woods or is it more city-like?
If it's in the woods, he's done.
I'm
He's
not going.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with the cemetery. It has to do with
All
the
right,
location.
how about this one? How about Gettysburg?
Oh yeah, I'll go
Because
stay there.
it's been proven that it's active.
Like, it's actively haunted.
What? Sure. Okay.
He'll come back shaking his boots. I'm so sorry, I ever questioned it.
Nope.
The podcast will just start with him going, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
I know. Have you been to Gettysburg?
No.
I've just read it and I've seen shit.
I've gone to Gettysburg and I got news for you. You could definitely feel it. Like, I haven't seen anything, but like, it is a strong presence. Like, you could definitely feel it. It makes you uncomfortable.
She couldn't see the fucking guy with the fog machine behind the tree. Like, she just...
But it's not like I didn't see a ghost or anything, but like, you get this sense like someone's watching you. It's a very uncomfortable and strong feeling that just makes you want to run.
Yeah, it's called a fucking spy cam and a drone. Like, that's what's watching you.
No, but they say like as soon as you get on like where the battleground was and all that, the whole ambiance changes. Like your whole, you just feel it. Like there's a lot of death, and there are.
I mean, I understand that. Like, there's a lot of sorrow and somber. Like I would love to go there and yes, learn. Like, not. I mean, I know the history, but like learn more. But like like experience it and see. So I mean, like I get that, but it's just like I'm not gonna say I'm going there though because I'm hoping that a fucking dead soldier comes and touches my pecker. Like, no, that's not what I want. Like,
so all right, this is where I'm gonna pick your brain. Why is it that you're comfortable staying at Gettysburg, but not a cemetery in the woods?
Oh, because it's in the woods. Like I don't. Me and the woods don't get along very well.
They don't.
What is it that you're afraid of?
The fucking bears.
How do you know there's bears there?
She beat me to it.
There's bears in all. There's bears in the fucking cities nowadays. The bears are fucking everywhere. Like bears are taking over. That's what we're gonna. We're gonna get eaten by a bear one day.
So you're more afraid of bears than you are of the dead.
Yeah, because that bear's gonna make me one of the dead fucks. Like, what do you like?
And why do I have a feeling that it was that cemetery? And we go back there and we pay our respects to Eric. Like, man, I can't believe he got mauled by a bear. And then all of a sudden you just hear like this presence come to you. And it's just like, fucking bear ate me. I'd be like, I told you that there was dead people.
No, no, I don't. I don't know. Like, I'm not like deathly afraid of the woods or whatever. Like, I mean, part of it is like a running joke with me. But it's just like, I mean, I don't know. I'm a city kid. Like that's my whole thing is like, I'm a city kid, born and raised in the city. I need my city life. Like, I prefer close neighbor, like, not row house close, but you know what I mean? Like, I can't do that country life where there's just because listen, that's
Children of the Corn.
ex- it, well, yeah,
I
kind of.
see.
That's what I was gonna say.
I was
Like
like, speaking of, by the way, that's another really good fucking movie.
it is a good
So
series, good
my
franchise.
my cousin is a diehard like horror film lover, right? So she named her first children, which is a set of twins, Michael after Michael Myers,
Like
Malachi after Children of the Corn, and her last is Freddy after Freddy Krueger.
Dude, the fact she named him Malachi is fucking great. Like,
we knew a kid Malachi growing up. I wonder if his parents.
I doubt they watched show. I think no.
That was quite reversed. They were more of a religious family.
Yes, they were. But I mean, like, when nobody really remembers Malachi from Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, everything else kind of steals Children of the Corn's like thunder. Like, you have all these other ones out there, and then people will sit there and completely forget till you bring it up, and then be like, "Oh shit, yeah!" And then all of a sudden, that'll lead people to like, what's the other Village of the Damned? That's another one. Like people sleep on that one; they completely forget about that. And I was like, they were kind of like the same thing.
Pet Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery. There's a new one on Paramount.
Yeah, that one came. I didn't watch that one. That was another one of those. I don't want to ruin a good thing. I swear to God, this fucking new cow we got fucking Pet Cemetery. This motherfucker, he's something else.
I mean, I enjoyed it.
No, Sam, I'm just again, it's just the whole thing, and especially it's more of a thing with Donna, like because her family is more like even though they live in the city, but they're more country folk, like. Uh, she's gonna if she watches this, she's gonna yell at me. They're from West Virginia, so
Hmm.
I just like
You know,
I don't like.
I mean, I get it. I do because like, all right, I grew up in the country. When I grew
See,
up, we literally it was a tiny ass little house surrounded by woods. Okay, so
Yeah,
like, I mean, we did have neighbors, but it wasn't like what you see nowadays. Nowadays, everybody's like a cookie cutter house and all so damn close together. Like that's not how I grew up. I grew up in the country, so when the light, like there were no street lights. I hear kids being like, "Oh, when I grew up, I came in with the street lights." I was like, "Bitch, I didn't have street lights. We walked out home in the dark."
That sounds familiar.
Right?
and that's when that
And the
motherfucking bear's
thing,
gonna get you.
I
Can't see the
see,
bear
but we
coming.
had beers, we had bobcats, okay, and that was the thing. Though, like we were so used to it. So, like for instance, like all right, so I just bought ghost tickets to go see them at Madison Square Garden next summer. Okay, now it's an easy peasy walk from Grand Central to get to Madison Square Garden. My mother is losing her shit because I'm gonna walk in the city. She is more afraid of the city than she is of what's behind her house.
But the
See
thing
that?
is, like, that's
See, I'd be
similar to us,
reversing that.
where we're like, okay, it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, but see, like, I'm different than Eric is though, like, because like when I was out Brandy's, it is country. It's very
Mm-hmm.
like eerily quiet, but like I can take that city boy and put him to the side. Like it's quiet, it's
Mm-hmm.
nice, it's peaceful, it's
Like, don't
serene.
get me wrong. Like, and I say this stuff like as if like I've never been in the woods. Like, I was a Boy Scout growing up. Like, I did all that. I camped in the woods. I learned, how to survive in the wilderness. Like, I mean, if you put me in the middle of the woods, yes, I could survive if I had to. Do I want to? Fuck no. But if some shit went down, you know what I mean, and I had to, I'm gonna do it. But it's just like I don't know, like the woods just aren't amusing to me. Like I just like that again, that country life, like living like Donna, she's kind of like probably like you were saying, like her dream house would be out in the middle of nowhere with land around it, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, neighbors, but they're 5 miles down the fucking road. Like, no,
Yeah,
no, no. Like, city. I need city. I need to hear police sirens. I want to hear gunshots. I want to know, you know,
Eric's like, if a bear breaks into my house and mauls me to death, I need an ambulance to be here in 5 minutes.
exactly.
not 45 fucking minutes, 5.
I mean, those cops showed up in my house in like 2 minutes when I called, and they said I OD'd, and I was like, I didn't OD. They said, well, that's how the call came in. And I said, if I OD'd, how am I standing here talking to you? Like, that don't
It's
make sense,
miraculous. It's
officer.
a miracle.
They was here quick though. I saw the lights, and I'm like, oh, that was fast as shit. And I look out the window, and I'm like, no, that's the police. Why are the police here? And I'm like, oh fuck. I was like, it was the Sunday night, the Dallas game, Sunday night against Dallas here in Pittsburgh. And I'm like, I bet you all the fucking ambulances are tied up dealing with drunks down on the fucking North Shore. That they had to send the cops to check on me first. But I'm like, why didn't they just send the fire department? They're a block away. Like, I didn't. And then the cop knocks, and I'm like, yeah. And he comes in, he's like, everything good here? And I was like, no. He was like, okay, we got a call. It was an overdose. And I was like, wrong house. Like, I don't know what to tell
Yeah.
you. Like, I didn't OD. I took 2 medicines I wasn't supposed to take together because I was tired and fucking watched this football game that was in overtime. Like, I accidentally mixed 2 medicines. It wasn't an overdose.
How dare you?
Shouldn't- Bad combination of medicines, and now I'm having heart palpitations. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, he was like, well, the call over the broadcast came in with an overdose. And I was like, motherfucker.
You just wanted to live spooky season in real life. That's what it
So
was.
so they had to stay here and wait for the paramedics, which okay, I'm glad they stayed. I mean, he just literally stood guard at my front door like he was in front of a prison. And the paramedics came in and they started doing my vitals and stuff, and they were like, do you need us? And the paramedic looked and was like, no. Like, you're no fucking help to me. See ya,
Yeah.
dude. So he left, and I was like, did they seriously call this in as an OD? He was like, yes, the dispatcher put it in as an overdose. And I was like, that is not what I told him. I specifically told him what 2 medicines I took that I shouldn't have taken. And he was like, we never got those details. I was like, way to go, dispatcher. Like,
Yeah. You were definitely playing with some fucking fire there, especially if they're saying it's an OD. You definitely were playing with spooky season.
yeah, they
You
fucking
just
cop would have came through kicking my door and shit.
yeah, that's what you were doing. You were just paying like an homage to like the dark underbelly of Pittsburgh with all the ODs.
Yeah,
That could be a horror movie too.
it could. It could. Like, what I really wanted was him to kick in my front door so that way I knew if a slasher came trying to come in, how well my door was going to hold up. It was a test. And, well, I failed because I went and unlocked the door and just let him in, told him to come in.
Right? But that'd be the same like the grizzly bear just fucking kicks it in. You'd be like, oh fuck, we're mauled. We got 45 minutes till anybody gets here.
I'd rather go fight that fucking kangaroo in Australia before I'm fighting the grizzly bear.
I don't know though because I mean, it's a rarity. I get it, but there's a video going around on either TikTok or Instagram, and it's the cutest thing ever. It's this little black bear who comes into a woman's house and he peeks in, and the woman is like, "Out, get out!" And all of a sudden he backs up, and you see him like closing the door behind him, like, "Oh my bad, sorry, wrong house."
He was like, wait, is this? Nope, this isn't Amy. My bad.
I was looking for Sarah. No Sarah here.
But hey, your blueberry pie smells fire.
No, but then there's that other video that's making its rounds about this guy that's like out on his little sun porch. It's not even like an open. It's like a closed off like a sun porch with his fucking little dog, and the bear comes in and tries fucking eating the dog, and the guy's fighting the bear, and I'm like, yeah, see, no,
To me, that dog's a goner.
you're fucking trespassing, bro.
Yeah, to me, that dog's a goner. It's like, well, he had a good run.
He
Yeah.
fucking
Oh.
he fucking picked up like the glider couch thing and fucking smacked the bear with it. And the dog went running. And the old guy's, and it was an older guy, and he's yelling. He's like, Martha, he tried getting the fucking dog. I was like, uh-oh.
It would have
Evidently,
been
this
nice if Martha would have came in and like saved the day. Like all
with
of
a
sudden
frying
she-
pan with a good old cast iron. Ting.
See, I wasn't even thinking of cast iron. I was thinking more of a rolling pin.
Oh, yeah.
That'd have been a good one. That'd have been a good one.
She was in the back making fucking cookies, and she was like, God damn it. Again with this fucking bear. Like, oh my.
Like how many times? That's another. Like I said it earlier. Like how many times between Myers and Jason, like how many times they hung dudes on a hook. How many times did one of those motherfuckers get hit with some type of a kitchen utensil? Like, didn't you like it don't work? Why keep trying?
I don't know why they like. I don't know. Like, and this is just like I think it's just like with the slasher genre. They always grab the knife,
Yeah,
but never use the knife.
no,
Or if they do, they grab like the tiniest little steak knife.
like a paring knife. They're like, oh, I'm
Like,
gonna cut you like a fucking apple.
but like lately, they've been getting a little bit more intelligent, and they'll get like the big one, and all of a sudden, like the killer like knocks it out of their hand immediately, and I was like, "You stupid sons of bitches!" And then they will grab like the cast iron fucking pan, or they'll grab like the rolling pin, and I'm just like, that ain't gonna work. Like I know this isn't gonna work, and it never does. And the next thing you know, they're on the damn hook, or they're stabbed belligerently, or shit. There's so many different deaths that just in a damn
Shove their
kitchen
shove their face down the garbage disposal.
shove their face down the garbage disposable, or like smash their head in like a refrigerator, or make it more interesting. Make it complicated and put it in the microwave and just keep shutting it because it's like a plastic thing. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
make it a little. Put their head in there and try to hit the timer. You know what I mean?
You know it won't start though, because it won't shut. The door has to be shut.
Right, but I figure if you have like a Michael Myers and they do it hard enough, and they like decapitate him in there and then make it funny and push the buttons and then walk away. Like he blows up.
Oh.
Like, you know what I mean? Make it a little bit more, something different.
Good
Because
old hairspray can in the
I,
microwave.
somebody told me that the new Terrifier 3 movie has like Art takes a chainsaw to a couple having sex in the shower.
yes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, no more
And
sex in the shower. That's
so he's
I,
he's in like a college campus
mhm.
and they're like it's a horror movie, people, and it's the Halloween special. There's somebody fucking in a horror movie. It
Yeah.
happens. One thing you shouldn't do is fuck in a horror movie. Rule number one. Like seriously, don't make
And I'm
any.
gonna change that rule unless you're trying to fuck the killer, okay?
Yeah, but they're in there and they're getting it in. They're having sex, and the one Art's watching it in his like menacing like, "Ooh, hey," and then all of a
Mhm.
sudden it like pans down and he has the chainsaw, and I was like, "This is gonna be fucking wicked." So of course he like revs it, and then like the girl is like in her moment, so she can't hear him, but then
my
he's revving
ass.
it. Dude, he's revving and getting
Ah,
close. He's getting closer, and then she hears it, but it's like this like glass. It's like glass door, and he comes through, and when he comes through, he like chops like these fucking fingers off real quick, and
ah,
you could see it go down like into the thumb, and I was like, dope. And then the dude, you know, typical hero, like you motherfucker, wham, chops his fucking leg right off, like right the fuck off.
Third
And then,
leg?
huh?
His third leg?
This is where it gets more interesting. I'm
Oh.
really not trying to spoil this, but of course Samantha asked, so I'm gonna tell her. So he, this is two part, like fucking awesome. So she's dead. She's down there, right? And she's like in the
I'm
shower.
getting her fingers cut off?
No, so he cuts her fingers off. She's in a state of shock, and then he's like doing his thing, whatever. And then like her face is all fucked up from the chainsaw and shit like that. So Art takes his glasses off and puts them on her. And it's fucking hysterical because that's what he does. But the boyfriend is behind him freaking out, trying to get away. So he's like army crawling away. And for
With
some
what? With the leg missing?
yeah. So for some reason he flips and he's like backpedaling away from Art. Art takes the chainsaw and goes from the sack up and fucking go. And all you see is the Johnson flying around like this. And I was pissing my pants because like the way he cut it is he cut up one ball, never did the dicky do, like never, nope, goes right up him and it's just flopping around. And I was like, this is the fucking craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. And that's another reason why like France is kind of, because his dick's a lot. But I mean, like, bro, if you haven't seen a dick or titties in a fucking horror movie, then what the fuck are you doing? But you haven't seen any of them, Sam?
Nope.
Well, there's a hacksaw scene in the first one. That's a bit much because the girl is hanging upside down. And he does like a magic trick where he's like ta-da, but he's like showing her off, and she's hanging feet up, extended, and she has no top on but her bottom. So he rips off her underwear. And then what he does is he takes a hacksaw and starts from her lady parts, from her lips, and starts fucking hacking down. It is crazy shit. Like, and then as he's doing it faster, but he's looking at the one girl, like, this is your girlfriend, huh? Yeah, like kind of that's what the
Mm-hmm.
presence he's giving. It gets stuck in her head. Like it gets
Oh.
stuck halfway, and he's like trying to maneuver it and it won't go. And he just fucking pissed off. Like that, and he just can't do it. So, yeah. It
See, no. I just watched Silence of the Lambs for the first time last week, okay? So,
really.
yeah.
I mean, I can't even sit there and get on your case about it because Brandy finally watched The Shining for the first time, and I was like, first, I have to take it back. She loves the movie Ready Player One, and there's a scene where they go into the movie The Shining to find out some part of like an Easter egg, and she loves that. She was like, "But I've never seen The Shining," and I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" She's like, "I never saw The Shining." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here." So I sat her down and watched The Shining with her. And when it was over, I was like, "Did you like it?" She was like, "I loved it." I
Mm-hmm.
was, I was like, "But yeah, in the same sense, like I also get that some people don't want to take Jack Nicholson in that interpretation." But I'm like, how do you understand him as a Joker? Like if you watch The Shining, you have a
You would understand.
understanding, yeah, him being the Joker. But yeah, so I get it with Silence of the Lambs. I don't watch anything after that. Silence of the Lambs, like the Red Dragon, Hannibal, all that shit.
Mm-mm.
No, I love the original. Like that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
fun. But I'm like, what took you so long to watch Silence of the Lambs?
I don't know. I'm not really into horror, so like I'm very particular about different ones that I will watch. Like I can watch Chucky, I can watch Jaws. Those are not a problem. Years ago, I watched My Bloody Valentine. That was too much for me. And then
That could be a bit much.
yeah, and then I watched. I think the last actual scary movie I watched was it The Conjuring,
The
the one with the
Conjuring.
nun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that creeped me the fuck out.
See, that
That's
doesn't
not that's
that
not Eric's wheelhouse, but
that
that
shit's
is
dumb.
fine. Now, my thing is, was it The Conjuring or was it The Nun?
It was The Conjuring.
So it's the second one. That's where the
Mm-hmm.
nun shows up. But yeah,
Yeah.
so if you didn't like her, you wouldn't like the Nun series at all. Either one of them. That
See,
makeup is done really well.
Yeah, but it's like shit like that creeps me out. So like, like I watched Stephen King's It when I was younger. Okay, it took me like 3 weeks before I felt comfortable taking a shower again.
You're one stinky ass motherfucker.
But you never.
I mean, I would shower.
You
I
didn't
would
watch the
shower,
new
but I
one.
would stand at the way end. So in case anything came through the drain, I could run.
But that drain scene's great.
Yeah.
It really is. You didn't watch the new ones, did you?
No, can't.
No.
Art is literally the only clown I find attractive. Anything else, like I will bolt. Like you can't get me near a clown.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think the newer ones. I like the newer ones. No, but like to compare them to the original, like I think the newer ones play a little bit more of like the mental mind game than it
Yes.
does, the original.
Right. I mean, you really cannot beat Tim Curry being Pennywise.
No.
That's so
See,
good.
I don't even think you could beat Tim Curry at all. Like, I'll tell you, I have a tradition where, I mean, granted, it's not with my dad anymore, but like, because he's up in New York and whatnot. But like, since I was a kid, our tradition was you eat a bowl of chili and you watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
I will watch that
fucking
every year,
classic.
every Halloween.
Yeah, it's a classic. I really didn't watch it until like I was with Ashley, and then she got it, and then I finally like watched it one day. I think she was working or something, and I was like, I see it, like I
Mm-hmm.
see it, like the hype behind it. So
Yeah.
I mean that was my Silence of the Lambs. It took me forever to watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Donna likes, she tries to watch it this time of year if she can. I don't think she's watched, like I said, I don't think she's watched it yet. I guess that was like something with her and her sisters. Yeah, they used to watch it all the time. I knew of
Mm-hmm.
it. Like before meeting her, I knew of it. Like I've seen it, but I just never was like, it wasn't like something that was played in the house constantly until I met her.
Right. I mean, there are just, but there's so much shit to watch. There
Yeah.
really is, or like things that are like that your annual thing that you watch or should be on. Like, I think I
Mm-hmm.
just put on my Snapchat the other day, like, I'm dialing it down. Like, yesterday, me and Xander watched The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
have to. That's my thing with him.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Yeah, I
today,
don't watch it until like I'll watch it Thursday.
I'll be too
Yeah.
big Thursday.
Well, yeah, see, we don't have to worry about that part, so.
No, I was like, I think,
Paul will be too busy going trick or treating to get the actually good candy.
yep.
I don't know. We're gonna have to re-intervene next week and see what you got off that list.
Yeah, I will. And then, like, when if we go around and all of a sudden I see, like, these different things, I'll be like, no. Why is this on here? Like, why does he have this? Like, who gives a shit about the Reese's pumpkin? Somebody will probably give him a fucking Christmas tree because you know how this shit goes so fast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like, today another tradition of ours is he and I, like, it's either a couple days before Halloween or however would play like the week I would have him if Ashley would have him for Halloween. Closing the month of October, we would always watch all the Simpsons like Treehouse of Horrors in order.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the thing me and him do. Because like there's so many of them that are so great. Like one that sticks out
Yeah.
to Xander the most is he loves the Shining episode, which is the Shinning. And that's like his favorite one because he loves how Homer loses his shit and like
Yeah.
an instant over nothing. But yeah, like I did want to make it somewhat kid friendly, even though there's like Halloween is and this is like more of an adult show. But like I got people that have kids and whatnot, so I know they do certain things. Like, but Xander won't watch too much, unless it's like his own thing. Like he'll watch like his Hotel Transylvania's. I know his sister's likes Hotel Transylvania. Um, Stuff like that. Like he watches Monster House and he's been in that groove lately. I know he watched
Mm-hmm.
Beetlejuice with me and Ashley, and that was cool for me. I got him to watch Gremlins this year. That was like a big thing
Ooh,
for me. Yeah, like
Gremlin scares me.
why? Because they went to New York. Is that it?
It's
God
okay.
damn it! They came to New
Gizmo.
York.
Gizmo is really cute. Like, I actually named the dog, my childhood dog, after Gizmo. Okay, he's cute. It's just a creepy little. Oh my god, they scare me. They really
I love
do.
them. I love them. I think they're
Wait,
great.
did they scare you when they were little and furry, or whenever they transformed?
No, whenever they transform and they're like, no, I can't do it.
When they came out of little shell and they're all gooey and nasty, like what
Yeah.
the fuck is happening right now?
Like when they look like Gizmo and he's all cute and you're like, oh my god, it's just you get that cute aggression. You're like, it's just cute. But then all of a sudden they're like creepy and gross and you're like, what the fuck just happened? And
Like,
See,
what
no,
the
I
yeah,
fuck
can't.
that's
I
that
can't.
fucking KFC. You can't be feeding them KFC.
Yeah, that's it.
People wonder why I don't eat chicken on a fucking bone. That's why.
Hey, bro, they went hard on that chicken.
And you're not getting me out in the woods to eat that chicken on a bone either.
See, but like I'm the type of person that like, okay, the suspenseful music in any any horror film is what gets me. I can hear the music and I'm like, something bad's gonna happen. I am that type of person that the blanket will go over the head and I'm like, oh my god, tell me when it's over. Like, and then of course I get like, people like my cousins and my sisters are like, it's over, and I'm like, are you sure? And you pull it down, of course it's like right in the scene. So, but like if I visually see something that scares me, okay, I'm the type of person who'd be like, okay, we need to sleep with the lights on tonight, guys, because this shit's like not happening.
That used to be me. I would sit there and be like, ah, it's over. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Because I'm gonna enjoy this, but
Nope.
you're gonna enjoy a little bit of it too. Like, I mean, what the fuck was that? But like, I don't know. I just saw the truth. Like, fuck.
I watched The Conjuring in theaters, and I was the only one screaming, and my cousin's laughing her ass off sitting next to me.
It was when I think in The Conjuring when she got pulled across the house. I was like,
Yeah.
bro, like okay. And then I think somebody was like screaming in the theater. It might have been you. Fuck, you never know. But like, it's like that shit to me. Like certain parts of like that's where I become like kind of Eric, where I'm like, okay, like all right, maybe it's a little far fetched. But then like they'll do something like when the mom was throwing up blood and shit, and like all that, and I was like, oh, okay, you got my interest again. Or when they were like trying to get the name of the demon out of her, and her eyes
Mhm.
were like the contacts were like, I love the
Yes.
makeup work. Yes, I love that shit. Like
Nope.
that shit's dope. I
See,
think
I am like, I can't. It's so weird. I could read horror films, be totally okay with it. I can. I can. That's about as far. Some haunted houses I could go to. Okay. But I got news for you. The second I hear a chainsaw going at a haunted house, I am going to sprint like a marathon runner. You're not going to get me. That's all there is to it. Especially if it's a clown with a chainsaw. That's it. We're done.
so. When we were in 100 Acre Manor and we started walking, I smelt gasoline, and I knew it. And I was like walking, and I think Adam caught it first, and then he was like, I smell gas. And I was like, I got it too. So I like kept Xander a little bit closer to me because I didn't want him overstimmed by the chainsaw. But he already had his headphones on, so I figured we got a shot at this. Like, and I was waiting for Xander to say something snarky to this motherfucker too, because Xander was just throwing punches out at everybody. And then the guy like revved it, and I was like, okay, like I want it to happen, like not the revving, because man, shit happening with the revving. But
Right.
all of a sudden, like he gunned it, like he had it. But then by that time, it's like we already passed you. Like if you had it coming out with it, your ass would have sprinted. But like I believe if you like heard it, I don't know. Like I'm not you, so it's like if you may have heard it, I'd be like, girl, he gonna be a minute. Like he has to get it going.
I picture it this way. The way I am with haunted houses and chainsaws is probably the same way Eric is with beers, with grizzly beers.
Him in
I
the
mean,
fucking country.
yeah, I'd rather fight a guy with a chainsaw than I would a bear.
I can see Eric walking into a haunted house and be like, bring it. Like, what do you got? And then, like,
Like
that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a haunted house just for you, Eric, and I'm going to have grizzly bears come popping out at different parts.
where it's
I
just in the
mean,
middle of the country. The fucking haunted house is just this country house.
I'm not going.
Eric's gonna
Um,
be like, no.
that's why I don't do haunted houses. Like Paul knows this. Like, I mean, not that I've never been to one or anything like that, but I get bored with them. Like haunted houses to me, like I get bored with them. Like, and I think part of it was because like when we were like in like high school and like after high school a little bit, like college, I guess. Like we
Hmm.
had friends and stuff that worked at haunted houses, so we would go to the haunted house, and it was just like we were just going to hang out. Like we weren't there to really
Hmm.
get scared because yeah, my buddy's standing here in full zombie makeup, but we're just hanging out. Like we're not even like,
Right.
you know,
I, I want your thoughts on this one because I don't think they do it anymore, but this was pre COVID and this was happening in Lancaster. Okay.
Okay.
And they had a haunted cornfield where you would have to explore the haunted cornfield in the dark and naked.
why naked?
You're more vulnerable
How are you more vulnerable? Like I don't.
because you're naked and you have to strip down in front of strangers.
Um, no.
Yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
all for everything but the naked.
Yeah, right. Like if it got me to like in my skivvies, I wouldn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But I don't know you. Like, no, you ain't seen the whole deal. Like,
See, and that's like the whole part of the psychological aspect that I love. Like, we're more afraid of people judging our naked bodies than possibly dying by a stranger with a chainsaw.
yes,
I'm more worried that that fucking stranger is gonna put a fucking corn cob up my bare ass. Like that's what I'm worried about.
right? Or he's gonna tell me to run backwards through it. I'll be like, fuck you.
Exactly.
Like, wow. Like this episode has just been super interesting from top to middle to bottom. Like,
Sam, do you want bad news, Sam?
Sure, bring it.
Yankees just hit a grand slam.
Shut up! Okay, what's the score? Who's
It is. They're now when they were losing. It's what 6? That would have been 5. So 6-2. Oh,
That's all
5.
right. That's all right.
5.
Dodgers got this in game 5. Game 6. Right? We're going to game 6? No, this is game 4. So Dodgers got it in game 5.
Yeah, game 5.
all I
Thing
know
was
is
that.
just end the shit by now. Like, just come on. It's about to be November.
Well, that's they call it
This
October
time,
baseball. Fuck.
1986, the Mets won their World Series. I've been patiently waiting 37 years.
Uh,
You got a better chance than these motherfucking Pirates fans. Just saying. Just saying. Shit.
Sam, I was going through some hats during the playoffs and looking for some other stuff, and I came across the fact that I own 5 to 6 different Met hats, and I don't know why.
Because they're the better New York team. That's why.
I only own one New York Yankee hat,
See? See?
and
Here
the
you
only
go.
reason I own it is because of the 9/11 tribute. But other than that, I don't. Yeah, I don't know why I have a ton of fucking Mets hats.
I'm just saying, look at it this way. The Mets beat the Brewers, they beat the Phillies, they beat the Braves, and they were able to push the Dodgers to game 6.
I mean, I was after the Dodgers. Jesus Christ! After the Tigers lost, I went with the Mets. That was my next. I was like, well, and now the Mets are out, so I'm like, fuck it. I got no one.
I was more or less pushing for the Subway
Alright.
Series. That's what I wanted.
I feel that with how the Yankees are playing, the Mets would have creamed them.
You would have got what you wanted.
I
You would have
know.
got. You would have got what you wanted. Like,
Not what you
again,
want. The
like
fucking
I got a
Michael
guy.
Myers outside the jump street.
Well, like I got a guy at work that he'll sit there and he'll like because I'll wear like Yankees hats to work and he'll want to talk to me about baseball and I'm like, yes, I do like the Yankees, but I literally don't give no fucks about this World Series whatsoever. And he was like, well, they're gonna get beat, their ass beat by the Dodgers. That's like, I don't care. Once the possibility of the Subway Series was gone, I lost
Mhm.
complete interest in this. Like I did
Yeah.
because I thought it would have been great for the city.
The only thing that would really get her going anymore would be if Michael Myers showed up and the one time he decides to say some words would be, I just killed the whole Yankees team. She'd be like, take me now. Take me now.
Exactly.
Right?
I could die happy. Fuck me first, then kill me. We'll be good.
Right? I mean, at least you went out a champion.
No one in any of those movies tried it. Nobody in those movies tried giving him a little piece of action. Maybe that's all he needed, and he would not kill
See?
anyone.
Maybe that's all
All
he
right,
wants is
since
a little love.
this is all I'm saying. Forget a little love, okay? If I give him a good blowjob, I'm guaranteeing you I can change his mind.
But my thing is, I'm putting it on blast right now. You know how nasty that dick gotta smell. You know that motherfucker ain't washed it. So
How do
you're
you
gonna
know
have to
that?
take one hell of
Yeah,
a
how
shot.
do you know?
There ain't no way he washed it.
How do you know?
But if he comes back from the dead numerous times, how do you know he even has body odor?
Okay, one. We can break this.
And that jumpsuit was never really stained bloody.
That's true, see? How do you know he even sweats?
It's awfully dirty. My only pro is he don't run, so he don't sweat.
Well, see, so she's good.
So I mean, you have that part, but it's like he's in hot environments and situations. So I was like, he gotta be perspiring quite somewhat.
Nah, he's
What does
good.
he have on underneath there? We don't know.
Nothing, evidently.
Apparently. But my thing is just like,
You know what he's got under there? A fucking wrestling singlet. That's what he's got on under there.
then if that's the case, that shit is gonna be like, yee. But I mean, I guess like to quote fired up, you gotta risk it to get the biscuit. Obviously, like gotta see what's going on.
You never know if that's what's going to keep me alive, okay? And
Right?
get like something out of it. I may get a good fun buddy out of it for all I know, right? I
mean,
could still go home and use mouthwash. Would be good.
right.
Everybody thought it was childhood trauma. It was just sexual tension the whole
It was
time.
just he,
The
the
therapist is the one who figured it out, not his quack of a psychiatrist.
He
I
was a
figured
fucking
it out and let you reap the benefits.
I mean, because we will reap the benefits. I mean, I'm not taking a shot in the fucking mouth. I'd rather die. I mean, might as well just take it fucking how it is. But like that also makes me think of like back to the Terrifier series. When it's the second one starts, Art does something that no other killer has. He takes his clothes to a laundromat and washes them. And I was
How
like,
do you know that Michael Myers did it?
because they never showed us.
Exactly. We never saw his day to day.
And I mean,
Yeah.
The one thing is, I'd rather, if anything, for a woman, if you want to take Michael Myers over fucking Jason, I would do that for sure, because Jason's been soggy in water. That probably smells like mildew, grody. I don't know what's coming off there.
Yeah, but
Now,
then look at Jason X.
where he's all swelled up. I mean, he probably is packing heat too, but I mean, whatever. But I mean, if I was a woman, I'd probably take the Michael Myers out of all of them, because it's like Freddy's is all probably charred and burned. That
So
thing
even if
probably
he
looks
has
like
one.
that thing probably looks like a dog fucking red rocket. I mean, Jason's is probably the stinkiest, nastiest out of all of them. Yeah, I mean, sure. If we had to, maybe it's Michael Myers' best option for sure. So you open it up and you're like, damn it, just kill me.
Listen, it wouldn't be any different than some of the guys I've been with. Okay, I've been with some guys who had skin marks in the underwear and didn't fucking care. So
That's a
This
horror
is
movie in
definitely a
itself
fucking
right there.
Halloween horror special. I love it. It's like, hey, we're gonna get this in, but by the way, don't mind this brownie trail down here. It's all in the name of love. The fuck it is. You better go to the laundromat, motherfucker. You better get the fuck on out of here. Yeah.
Yep, that's a bit much.
Oh my god. Please.
Paulson in detail describes how Art dissects a couple, but he can't show her skin marks.
Because like you can just, it's just like you feel you feel the whole ambiance where like if I was sitting there, it's kind of like it'd be like the shit and blood. If like you're about to start doing this, like getting into it with the woman, and all of a sudden like she takes her underwear off and you see like blood or something, I'd be like, no.
Mm-hmm.
I'll feel it in my throat, be like, and you want me to do what? No.
Yeah.
No. I think because it's a movie and this is like real life situation where it's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks, though. Is that corn? No. No. No thanks. I'm good. I was saying like try new things, but I'm okay. Like
We're not gonna try that.
that's what I'm not trying. Like no, thank you. I was like, let's wrap it up here for the Halloween episode. as always, I want to send a special shout out to Tim again. I'm sorry we lost you. He's probably still in the void somewhere. I don't know, but I do thank him for coming. He's always welcome back to the show. Eric, thank you for bringing him on, by the way.
Yeah.
Sam, as always, dear, it's always a pleasure when you stop by. Um, and we will have another episode we're going to drop on Friday. We just wanted to do one for Halloween. Um, for Big E, Sam, myself, happy Halloween, everybody. And we
And
hope
be
you enjoy it.
safe.
Please be safe. Don't be something. And if you see a bear, call Eric.
I'll get it.
If you're out in the middle of the woods, tell us how long it takes you for the fucking cops to come or something, so we know. We can start reporting it back. But again, make sure you're safe. You enjoy yourself. Use an Uber. Um, Ladies and guys, don't trust open drinks around people.
Hmm.
And make sure your kids are safe and check their candy. The whole mo. And just have a safe and wonderful Halloween. And we will see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.